It's been a tremendous Saturday here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. The ceremony honoring the all-time 40th anniversary team and the induction of Eric Nadel into the Texas Rangers Baseball Hall of Fame. Now down to business as the sellout crowd awaits the Rangers and the Detroit Tigers. Welcome along, everyone. Along with Tom Grieve, I'm Steve Busby. And back to business now, I guess you could say, because it's time to talk about the pitching matchup. And if you go by what's on paper, Tom, it doesn't look good for the Rangers. But we know this isn't played on paper. It's Justin Verlander and Derek Holland.
Yeah, fortunately, the Rangers have a pretty good team, Buzz. And even though it's Justin Verlander, last year's Cy Young Award winner and MVP, going up against Derek Holland, you have to say that it's only on paper. Once the game started, anything can happen.
And the Rangers certainly hope that Derek Holland, dressed in his powder blues, as everyone else is tonight, will get it done against the Detroit Tigers. Rangers and the Tigers, Game 2 of this weekend set coming up next on Fox Sports Southwest. And by the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. It looks like the 32nd sellout of 2012 on hand here tonight. Rangers trying to bounce back from a defeat in Game 1, and Derek Holland will try to turn Detroit into a bunch of paper tigers here this evening. And before we get things underway, let's head down and say hello to Emily Jones. Em?
Well, amongst all of the festivities tonight, obviously the recognition of the 40th anniversary all-time Texas Rangers team. This present-day Rangers squad very well represented. 6 guys making that roster, and Michael Young acknowledges a bit of a surreal experience tonight.
I started thinking about things in different terms. This is my 12th year of the team, so basically it's like, imagine going through first grade through your senior in high school, all with one team. It's kind of strange, but happy to be here, happy to be a part of this team, and happy to be part of the team's history.
Michael Young with tonight's Geico quote of the game. I joked with him in the dugout just a minute ago what he was going to say in his Rangers Hall of Fame induction speech. He gave me a very, very dirty look, guys.
No sense of humor, Emily. Doggone him. Well, Michael Young, I don't think there's much doubt that 3 years after he completes his playing career, whenever that might be, that there will probably be a chair on the field for him about this time of the year. Michael giving high fives to everybody. Rangers trying to bounce back from that loss last night, and boy, you look at the matchups tonight. Yeah, it's difficult, but Derek Holland has the ability when the team is facing Justin Verlander, and Holland knows going out there that his job is to keep the Tigers down, and I mean way down. When you have a guy like Verlander on the mound, you can't plan on scoring 6 or 7 runs.
Yeah, and Buzz, last year in the playoffs, Justin Verlander was one of their pitchers, and so was Max Scherzer.
Yep.
And if I remember right, the Rangers came out on top. So, he's a great pitcher. There's no doubt about it. But he doesn't go 34-0 every year. And the Rangers have one of the best offenses in baseball. So while we're talking about the tough matchup, I'll guarantee you Justin Verlander's walking into the dugout thinking to himself that he's got his hands full tonight, too.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Tom. That's a very good point. Rangers getting themselves ready to go here this evening. Very comfortable night. Great ceremonies. Hope you were able to watch it on Fox Sports Southwest prior to the game tonight. The 40th anniversary all-time team. Good to see a lot of the guys coming back and being honored by the Rangers and their fans. And, of course, Eric Nadel, the longtime radio voice of the Texas Rangers. 34 years now for Eric Nadel, going into the Texas Rangers Baseball Hall of Fame. And a very well-deserved honor for the voice of the Rangers.
I like looking back and seeing those blue uniforms. They bring back a lot of good memories. Love the hat, the multicolored hat. Guys look good. Derek Holland's wearing his pants up with the stirrup socks from the old days. He looks great.
I think Derek's ready to go. What do you think?
I think he's ready.
Come on, let's go, guys. Now, the Rangers coming into this ball game still have a 5.5 game lead in the American League West. They lead the Oakland Athletics. The Angels picked up a game last night. They're 6 back now in 3rd place. Rangers at 65-46 in Ron Washington's club. 34-22 here at home. And meanwhile, the Detroit Tigers come into play today trailing the White Sox in the AL Central by a game. They are 61-52. They've been the hottest team, however, in baseball in the month of August. Only had 2 defeats in the month and hitting over 360 as a ball club. Jim Holland's club presenting a very stern test tonight for the Rangers. Well, the Rangers taking the field. Derek Holland going out trying to turn things around. He has been in a bit of a funk since the first part of July. And here's the Detroit Tiger lineup that Derek Holland will face tonight. Austin Jackson, the Denton Ryan product, is in center field leading off, and Omar Infante moves up to the 2nd spot. He's the 2nd baseman. Miguel Cabrera plays 3rd base, bats 3rd. Prince Fielder is the cleanup man playing 1st. The DH is Delman Young. Jeff Baker gets the start in right field this evening. He will bat 6th. Playing shortstop, batting 7th, Johnny Peralta. Andy Dirks in left field, bats 8th. And former Ranger Gerald Laird will catch and hit 9th.
And for the scouting report on Derek Holland, he's 7-6. His ERA has snuck up over 5. The biggest problem that Derek has had in his last 4 starts, he's given up 9 home runs in 27 innings. And I think, Buzz, when you look at Derek and the way he's pitched, if he throws 100 pitches, 75 of the pitches are great. But I think what he's got to be careful of, staying away from the middle of the plate, keeping the ball in the ballpark. Last night it was the home run by Prince Fielder against Scott Feldman that really turned the game around, and these guys can hit the ball out of the ballpark.
That they can. I mean, they're a very, very good offensive team. They are 2nd in the league in most categories behind the Rangers. Take a look at the Ranger defense tonight. David Murphy and Josh Hamilton, Kelly Cruz left, center, and right. Mitch Moreland at 1st. Michael Young the start at 2nd base this evening. Elvis Andrews at short. Adrian Beltre at 3rd. Giovanni Soto behind the plate. And Derek Holland is on the hill this evening. Umpiring crew, the crew chief Gary Cedarstrom calling the balls and strikes. Lance Barkdale at 1st, Adrian Johnson at 2nd, and Fielding Culbreth is over at third. Just getting underway, and Derek Holland throws a strike on the outside corner. The defense, by the way, brought to you by Home Depot tonight. Holland back to Jackson, tries a breaking ball and doesn't quite catch the outside corner. It's 1-1. 94 degrees at first pitch here this evening right at 7:30 Central Time. A swing and a miss on that 92-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's 1-2. Now, Tom, you're talking about Derek Holland staying out of the middle of the plate. It seems like when Derek gets in a little bit of trouble, he presses some, and I think he kind of tightens up a bit. Hit well to left field. Murphy going back. That ball's gone. Now, Austin Jackson, a leadoff home run, his 13th of the year, and the Tigers are on top 1-0.
It looked like a slider. Throwing the fastball by Jackson, I think probably feeling that might set up a good slider down and in, maybe to get the strikeout, but never really got it down. Looks like it's in, but Jackson, much better hitter. Boy, I keep saying that, but not that he was ever a bad hitter, but he was a young hitter, inexperienced, and he's hitting like a veteran this year, boy. Different guy.
So 1-0 Detroit after 4 pitches. And the first pitch to Omar Infante is inside and low for ball 1. 375 feet, the tail of the tape on that home run off the bat of Austin Jackson. Ball 2 to Infante. You saw the numbers on the former Marlin second baseman. Tigers got him the first part of July, and he has fit in very nicely. And hammers this down the left field line. It's hooking and going foul. Holland again getting a pitch up and out over the plate. And Infante missed by a matter of 3 or 4 feet of picking up some chalk. So he'll come back to home plate with a count of 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, what I was getting at, Tom, with Derek Holland, you mentioned he sails along and everything's fine, and all of a sudden it makes a pitch that kind of leaves you scratching your head, kind of like the one to Austin Jackson. It looks like to me a young pitcher that's just trying too hard, and when you try too hard, you don't get the results that you get if you just back off and try easier. 3-1 pitch to Infante. That's up the middle, a base hit. Right over the head of Derek Holland, and Infante aboard. There's still nobody out here in the first. Miguel Cabrera coming up.
It's got to be frustrating for Derek, after the season that he had last year, where he threw 4 shutouts and won 16 ball games. You'd like to be able to build on that. And I think I would agree with you, Buzz, that right now he's probably pressing a little bit. He's more aware of the fact that he's been giving up some home runs than we are. He's the one out there that feels it. He's desperately trying to perform for his team. So he's still a young pitcher. He hasn't been in the big leagues that long. And I think the fact that he's pressing and probably trying to get his confidence back makes it hard.
Sure.
It's not an easy game to play, boy. And whatever you've done in the past doesn't mean anything. It's what you're doing right now, and he'd be the first one to say that.
Didn't you find as an everyday player that it was easy to play the game when things were going well?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Didn't even think about it.
No, he didn't even think about it. Ball looked big. He just went out there and performed. But boy, when you're struggling, I had a streak in the minor leagues that was like 0 for 45, and you start to think you're never going to get a hit again. Started one season off 7 for 60 something, and the thing, you start to think, oh, I'll be out of baseball in a couple of months. I'll never be able to play again.
Sure.
And it sounds silly when you look back on it thinking that way. But boy, when you're in the middle of it, your mind wanders, and it's very difficult to keep the negative thoughts out of your mind.
Right. That goes back to what guys talk about when they say he's fighting himself, and that's really where that battle is. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count to Cabrera. Late swing and a foul tip into the glove of Giovanni Soto. It's a ball and 2 strikes. You know, Cabrera, the longtime Ranger nemesis. He is tied with Josh Hamilton for the major league lead with those 96 RBI. And Cabrera, when he gets to 30 home runs, and he's only one away, will become the first Tiger ever to have 5 straight 30-plus home run seasons. Holland back to him, and that's fouled away to the right. When you start talking about the first Tiger ever in an offensive category, that's pretty impressive. I mean, it's not just like the Seattle Mariners or something like that. The first ever. Jim Leland is in charge of a major league team whose history goes back to the beginning of the American League, and they have had some great players. A lot of Hall of Famers. Got him swinging. Pulled the string and got Cabrera to chase it. And that is out number 1.
It looked like Cabrera thought that ball might curve back and catch some of the plate, and it just stayed out there.
That's one of your backup curveballs?
That's what it looked like. It looked like a backup slider.
Yeah.
Worked like a changeup. Yeah. And hitter will pick up the spin, and when you see the spin, you anticipate that the ball is going to break a little bit.
Fielder, a little chopper down to Moreland. The only play that Mitch will have is to tag out Fielder. And that is out number 2 with Omar Infante moving to second base. So after the leadoff home run and the single, Derek Holland has come back to get both Cabrera and Fielder on pretty impressive at-bats from a pitcher standpoint. Really jammed Fielder, and after striking out Cabrera. Now with 2 outs, it'll be up to Delman Young. And Delman Young has had some success, you can see, against Derek Holland. 6 for 12 in his career with a couple of home runs against the Ranger left-hander. I would think Derek and Giovanni Soto would be rather careful with Delman Young, considering those statistics. You have first base open. Breaking ball, tried to get the outside corner and did. And that evens the count at 1-1. Jeff Baker waiting in the on-deck circle. Another right-handed hitter. Holland, a check of second, back to the plate. And the pitch fouled down the right field line, well back into the seats. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Delman Young, 1 out of 4 in last night's ball game. Had an RBI and a double. And you can see against the Rangers, he has been a pretty prolific hitter, .315. Infante, the lead from second. Holland okays the sign. And the 1-2 pitch. 2-2. Derek Holland about ready to throw his 20th pitch of this first frame. Check swing on a breaking ball in the dirt. It gets away from Soto, so down to third goes Infante. He is there now with a 3-2 count on Delman Young. That'll be a wild pitch charged to Derek Holland. So Infante at third. 2 outs here in the first. Tigers with a 1-0 lead in the early going. Holland will work from the stretch. And the payoff pitch. Got him swinging. Breaking ball down and in. And Delman Young down on strike. So Derek Holland gets himself together and retires the side after the first 2-man reach. At the end of a half inning of play, it's the Tigers 1, the Rangers coming up on Fox Sports Southwest. Ranger lineup. They will try and get it back against Justin Verlander. Ian Kinsler will lead off. He's the DH tonight. Elvis Andrus, the shortstop, bats second. Josh Hamilton is in center field hitting third. Adrian Beltre, the cleanup man, is at third. The right fielder, Nelson Cruz, hits fifth. Second baseman, Michael Young, will bat sixth. David Murphy in left field is hitting seventh. Giovanni Soto behind the plate, and batting ninth, the first baseman, Mitch Moreland.
Well, look at a scouting report on Justin Verlander. .251 is his ERA, 12-7 on the season. 166 strikeouts. That's tied for the second most in Major League Baseball. Pretty good chance he'll take the lead tonight. Max Scherzer has 168 strikeouts. He's only 2 ahead of him. 6 complete games. That's the most in the major leagues, the most he's ever had.
And Kinsler takes the first pitch out of the strike zone low for ball one. The numbers down at the bottom reflect the difficulty that Justin Verlander poses for a lot of hitters, not just Rangers. And that pitch is hammered but pulled foul. It's 1-1. Talking with Ian before the ballgame, like we were, Tom, he said, you know, the key is getting Verlander early. Like so many great pitchers in the past, if they're gonna struggle, they struggle early, the first inning or two. If you get him in, you've got a legitimate shot. If you don't, it's a problem. It'll pop up out to second, and Fonte to make the play, and that's out number one. Take a look at the rest of the Detroit defense, brought to you by the Home Depot tonight. Andy Dirks in left, Austin Jackson in center, Jeff Baker in right, Fielder Infante, Peralta and Cabrera around the infield, Jared Laird behind the plate, and Justin Verlander, last year's American League MVP and Cy Young Award winner. His 7th full season with the Tigers. And he's going to face Elvis Andrus now with the bases empty and 1 away in the Ranger first. Elvis brings that 8-game hitting streak along with him tonight and takes a strike from Verlander. And for those of you who are paying attention to the radar readings on the screen, don't. give Verlander a couple of innings or give him a runner in scoring position. Then you can tell what kind of stuff he has velocity-wise. He'll lull you to sleep if you look at that 89 to 90 to 92 up there in the first inning. High chopper pulled down by Miguel Cabrera. Nice play by the big third baseman. And Elvis retired. That's out number 2, and Josh Hamilton coming up.
I think the other side of that, Buzz, is just like Pedro Martinez did that one year in the playoff game against the Indians. If Verlander had to pitch with a top velocity of 92 or 93, he'd still be one of the best pitchers in the league.
Yeah.
You know, he just has the luxury of being able to dial it up at 100 miles an hour whenever he wants to. But man, with his changeup and his curveball and the movement on his fastball, he probably wouldn't skip a beat.
No, I'm sure he has a plan for that. Most good pitchers have a couple of different plans that they have in mind to how they will work to the hitters on a ball club with different stuff, depending on what they take out there. Hamilton takes outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes.
He had the 100-mile-an-hour fastball in the All-Star game in the National League, turned it around pretty good.
In a hurry. Josh also an 8-game hitting streak. And he's had some success against Verlander as he takes on the outside corner knee high. Josh 4 out of 14 against the Tiger right-hander. It's .286. That's the best mark on the club, and a little bit of favoritism.
When you see that call, you have to think that the home plate umpire, Gary Cederstrom, might have saw a strike before the ball moved out of the strike zone. You know, he doesn't throw a straight fastball. That ball has a lot of movement to it. But when it finally got to the plate, it looked like it was a little bit outside.
Talk about getting the hitters off balance. You get umpires off balance too sometimes. 3-1 pitch, and Hamilton off the end of the bat to Cabrera. Gets by him after a tricky hop, and Cabrera's looking at the ground like, what was that?
That was the spin on the ball. That ball took a right turn on him. He was in position to catch it, but the way Josh hit the ball imparted a great deal of spin on the ball, and when the ball hit the dirt, it just kicked right away from him.
Like one of those massé shots you see in pool on the pool table.
Well, that looked like a simple play, but watch that ball spin. It spun the other way. Now, that's one, and it's going to get an error on that, but that should be a base hit.
Yeah.
I mean, Cabrera's doing a nice job defensively at third base. And all you have to do is see the way that the ball was curving from right to left toward him, which means when it hits the ground, it's going to spin back to the right. And he never put a glove on that ball.
Nope.
That's one where I think you have to understand the spin on the ball. And
here's Adrian Beltre, and he lines one to left field. That's not going to be a problem as far as hit or error. That is a solid base hit for Beltre. Well, Adrian coming in struggling. He breaks an 0 for 11 streak with that line drive base hit to left. The Rangers trying to come back, capitalize on what was scored an error. Beltre and Hamilton aboard. Here's Nelly Cruz. Cruz last night, you remember, 2 out of 3 in the ballgame. Had to leave in the 7th inning. He dove for the ball that ended up being Jackson's inside the park home run and kind of wrenched his back. Said today, though, it was okay. And I thought Ron Washington was very accurate when he said last night after the game. He said, that's a lot of poundage hitting the ground.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. That'd make my back hurt too. Ron has a way of putting things. It cuts right to the core of the issue. 0-1 the count. And Verlander misses a bit low. And again, for you radar folks, again, that was 94 that time, and he hadn't touched that. Verlander hadn't touched that until he got Hamilton out there at second base. And I would imagine you might see him tune it up even a little further here against Cruz in this at bat.
Now, the other thing to consider is he threw 132 pitches in his last start. That was by far the most pitches he's thrown this year. He's thrown 127. No, he threw 131 earlier in the season. So that's in itself not that big a deal, but may have some effect on him today.
1-1 pitch fouled away. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Well, Nelly really been swinging a hot bat of late. He brings in a 5-game hitting streak. During the 5 games, he's been a 500 hitter. He's gone 9 for 18. Hamilton at second base. He's trailed by Beltre at first. The 1-2 pitch. And the count is even to Cruz.
Verlander beat the Yankees in his last start. 8 innings. No earned runs and struck out 14, but his 2 starts before that he lost at Cleveland, at Boston, gave up 7 earned runs and 14 hits in 12 innings.
Fouled away, a vicious line drive over the Ranger dugout back into the seats.
Well, those 2 games he walked 6 in 12 innings, only struck out 10. Bounced back against the Yankees with a huge game at home. He's always pitched well in this ballpark. Regular season, anyway.
Yep, 3-0 lifetime here with a 129 earned run average. Play halted momentarily. Some of the players looking up into the stands. Apparently, a fan got hit by that last foul ball being tended to over there. Now time called. Two balls, 2 strikes. Verlander set, a check of Hamilton. And that one fouled straight back. Well, that sore back from last night doesn't appear to be hampering Nelly in his approach tonight. He's had a couple of pretty good swings at Verlander offerings, which is very good news. A lot of Rangers were and their fans were a little concerned last night after Cruz had to limp off the field. Again, the 2-2. And call strike 3. Fastball to the outside corner at 97. and Cruz caught looking. Side retired, no runs, a hit, and an error. 2 men left. On to the second. 1-0 Detroit on Fox Sports Southwest.
What a night it was for Eric Nadel, longtime voice of the Texas Rangers. 34 years inducted into the Texas Rangers Hall of Fame tonight. How special was it? Talk about this evening.
It's been incredible. You know, I asked Tom Grieve what it was going to be like, and he used the word exhilarating. Tag, you were exactly right. It was exhilarating to see all those players introduced on the field and have all the memories come up of those players, and then to think that, you know, I'm included in a group with some of those guys, it's just amazing. I mean, it really is a miracle to me.
34 years, as I said, announcing Rangers baseball. Any one moment stand out besides tonight?
Well, the night that Neftali Feliz struck out A-Rod to clinch the pennant in 2010 is way above all of the others. The emotion that erupted from the ballpark after that final out to get the Rangers to the World Series is something I'll never forget. It was one of the 2 or 3 most emotional moments of my life, and certainly the most emotional in broadcast.
What is it like not doing the game right now?
It's really weird, I'll tell you. You know, I haven't missed many games in 34 years. I missed some with eye surgery a couple of years ago. I was on the couch watching and listening, but to be in the stadium watching the game and not doing it, that hasn't happened since 1979, my first year of broadcasting, when I only did TV and we only televised road games. There weren't any home games broadcast.
So many special players along the way here in 34 years of announcing Rangers baseball. Which one have you enjoyed covering the most?
Well, no one was really special. Every night he pitched, you knew something incredible might happen. You know, it might be a no-hitter anytime he went to the mound. So the anticipation was fantastic. But when I started in 79, Buddy Bell was the most fun watching. The way he played third base, you know, kind of set the standard for everybody else. And then of the hitters, you know, Ruben Sierra when he first came up, Hamilton now, and I always had a special fondness for Julio Franco. The way he could wield this gigantic bat and hit the best pitchers at the clutch moments.
Eric, congratulations. His family and friends on hand. We'll let them enjoy a little bit of time with that. Then I understand you go back to the broadcast booth later.
I'm just taking a couple innings off.
There we go. Only a couple innings. Congratulations. Buzz?
All right, Jim. Very, very nice. Couldn't happen to a better guy.
That's great.
Well, Derek Holland with a called third strike to Jeff Baker to start the inning, and now the 1-1 pitch to Peralta, and that fastball's up and away. It goes to 2-1. Peralta has had kind of a down year offensively for him, and right now he's 0 for his last 6. Holland back to him. The pitch hit high in the air, but that will slice back into the seats and out of play down the right side. Well, the count is 2-2. Peralta, a longtime Cleveland Indian, came over to the Tigers year before last. Hit just under 300 last year. Had a great offensive year for him. And Cole, strike three. There's that two-seam comeback fastball that Derek Holland is working with, and he gets his third consecutive strikeout, his fourth strikeout of the game.
You know, Buzz, it's almost like Derek heard us talking after the home run and the single, where we probably sounded a little bit worried for him in the start that he was having. And he's telling us, don't worry, guys, I got it under control.
Okay.
Pretty good bounce back.
Yeah.
4 out of 5 strikeouts for the next 5 hitters.
It has been.
That's pretty impressive.
And now the left-handed hitting Andy Dirks up there. Derek Holland, 4 strikeouts. He's retired the last 5 that he's faced. And after giving up the leadoff home run and single to start the game. Pitch on the outside corner to Dirks, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Remember, we talked about Andy Dirks' plight last night a bit, missing majority of games from the 1st of June until just about a week ago. On the disabled list, he had Achilles tendonitis. He's back in there now. He's obviously off to a great start. He's carried an 8-game hitting streak into tonight. Holland's 1-2 pitch. Tried to run that fastball inside, and Dirks just able to get a piece of it.
Oh, and you see the pitches that he's made to Dirks. The first strike was on the outside corner, and then he's pounded the fastball in on his fists a couple of times, and you see the kind of success that Derek can have when he does make the pitches he's trying to make.
Dirks asked for time. It's granted by Gary Cederstrom. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Holland back to the plate. Got him swinging. Well, Derek Holland comes back to strike out the side in order in the 2nd inning. Still available, but only until August the 20th. You can choose from 10 locations, starting at only $100 per plan, and go to TexasRangers.com, or you can call 972-RANGERS, extension 3. Well, another huge crowd on hand, expecting more of the same tomorrow as the Rangers and Tigers wrap up this 3-game series. Rangers on the road then for the next week. But right now, first things first, and Michael Young takes a strike from Justin Verlander. Michael, a perfect night last night, 3 for 3 with a walk. That average, as you can see, up to 275 now. He's extended his current hitting streak to 10 ball games. But pretty well to right center field. Moving over toward the alley, though, Austin Jackson has time to get there. And Young is retired on a fly ball. That's out number 1, and David Murphy coming up. Oakland in Chicago tonight, having lost their last night. Oakland had a 6-2 lead at one point in that game, and it's now a 6-5 game as the White Sox coming back in the bottom of the 5th, and they are still batting against Oakland.
Did you hear Hawk's call last night?
I did not.
On Jordan Danks' game winner, walk-off home run?
No.
Oh, man.
Was it a classic?
It was a classic.
Hawk comes up with some of the darndest stuff.
Well, it was the same call. You could put it on the board, yeah, but he was like screaming it, and he said it twice instead of once.
Slow breaking ball, and that catches the inside corner to Murph. It's no balls and 2 strikes.
Angels won their game on a walk-off wild pitch.
Defeated Seattle. That was a game Seattle had a 5-0 lead.
He
fouls it back.
6 unanswered runs.
That was with Felix Hernandez on the mound.
That's about as sure a thing as you can get.
You would think so. Murph back in there. Down on the count, 0-2. And Verlander back to the plate. That's just a bit outside. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. David's hit a little bit of a lull here lately. Just 5 for his last 27. Let me carry it back over a week longer than that. He's still been a 362 hitter. 2-2 now.
Verlander, when he's done with this game, he'll probably lead the league in strikeouts. He'll probably lead the league in innings pitched.
Murphy reaches for one and pulls it down the right field line. That's going to hook back into the seats. And we'll come back and try it again at 2-2.
He's 3rd in earned run average. Jared Weaver and Price are ahead of him. Felix Hernandez a couple innings ahead of him, but that won't last much longer. Max Scherzer a couple of strikeouts ahead of him. Scherzer's actually struck out more per 9 innings than Verlander has by quite a bit.
Yeah, almost 3 per 9 innings.
Yeah. And Jared Weaver has a better opponent's batting average. Hitters are hitting 197 against Jared Weaver.
3-2 now to David Murphy. Weaver is having the best year I can remember in a long time for a pitcher. Yeah, Verlander had a great year last year, but the numbers Weaver's putting up are incredible. Payoff pitch coming to Murph. Poked foul and back into the seats down the left side. David Murphy having a tough at bat against Verlander to try and get aboard here with 1 out. It'll be followed in the order by Giovanni Soto.
Verlander had a streak of 63 straight games where he pitched at least 6 innings. And that was snapped a couple of starts ago against the Red Sox.
Again, the 3-2. Line drive, base hit left field. Oh, good at bat by David Murphy.
Fouled off the changeup, he fouled off a fastball, and then he ripped one into left field. The only way that streak, 63 straight with at least 6 innings, was snapped, the game was rained out after 5 innings. Otherwise, he'd still have that streak. Ball down. Nice job of hitting by David right there against a great pitcher. You get to first base feeling pretty proud of yourself when you can battle a guy like Verlander and end up with a well-hit ball for a base hit. Feels good.
A 1 on, 1 out. Here is Giovanni Soto. Getting the start tonight. In case you missed it, Mike Napoli put on the disabled list today. That left quad acting up on him, and Luis Martinez called up from AAA to take the spot on the roster. Here's Knapp. Didn't want to do it, but medical staff thought that would be the best way to get a handle on it. It's been an on and off issue with Napoli the better part of 2 months. Snap throw to first, and Murphy back with a headlong dive.
Well, maybe it'll work like last year when Knapp came off the disabled list. He never stopped hitting.
And Luis Martinez. Yeah, that Just about a month and a half later than last year. Soto turns on a fastball and hits it up toward Ian Kinsler territory. That's well foul back into the second deck. Still didn't get it up there in the third deck, though, where Ian goes. Ian's got better pull power than Giovanni Soto. 0-2 the count to the Ranger backstop. And a breaking ball hangs a little bit high. It's 1-2. First time that Soto has ever faced Verlander. Verlander doesn't have the look of a guy who really is comfortable with what he's doing so far. Now, you mentioned those starts, a couple of up until last start for Verlander. Back to the plate he comes, and that's high too. Verlander said he and pitching coach Jeff Jones got together, made a couple of mechanical adjustments, small mechanical adjustments, and it had to do with his balance point. Never did hear exactly what it was, but said that he was happy that somebody spotted it and that he was able to make the adjustments that quickly. He said he felt like a much different pitcher, and I guess 14 punch-outs would tell you he threw it pretty well, too. Swing and a miss, and Soto has gone on strikes. Pretty good breaking ball that time from Verlander, and that is strikeout number 2 for the Tiger right-hander.
Well, he threw a couple of curveballs to Soto that stayed up and were called balls. And to get the strikeout, he threw him a slider. A little bit harder breaking ball, didn't break quite as much, a little sharper kick to it. He got the strikeout with that. He's got all the pitches.
So David Murphy's still at first. Here's Mitch Moreland. Mitch, a 2-hit game last night, and he is a 200 hitter against Verlander in his brief major league career. Takes the pitch just off the outside corner for ball 1. Moreland, a dozen home runs, 32 driven in. And you look at what he's done since coming back from the disabled list the last couple of days of July. 355 in those 11 ball games. There's a strike, and that evens the count on the changeup. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to Moreland. Murphy at first after a 1-out single. He's there with 2 away, and Verlander will throw a little calling card his way to drive him back. Prince Fielder holding the bag a couple of steps in front of the bag. Verlander and Gerald Laird having a little difficulty getting together on the next pitch. The 1-1 is on the way. Changeup and foul tipped. It's 1-2. Not only is it off speed, it has some pretty good tailing, sinking action.
Sure did.
Verlander okays the sign and the pitch to Moreland. Breaking ball in the dirt, and Mitch able to check his swing. Count is even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mitch backing out. Have a little talk with himself. And here's what I want to do. Here are my keys to this approach, this swing. Murphy, the lead from first as Verlander's ready. There goes Murphy. Pitch swung on and missed. And down on strikes is Mitch Moreland. Side retired, back-to-back strikeouts ends the Rangers threat in the second. No runs a hit, 1 left. On to the third. Tigers 1, Rangers nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. By Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Head to your Texas Ford dealer and drive the best in Texas. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Derek Holland going to work in the top of the third inning. Facing Gerald Laird, former Ranger, and then back to the top of the order, and have a guest entering the booth. We will get to that in just a second. And Laird takes a pitch on the inside corner. It's 1-1 strike. Joining us in the booth as part of the 40th anniversary all-time team, one of the all-timers, and that's Yvonne Pudge Rodriguez. Pudge, thanks for coming by.
Thank you for having me here today.
Well, you guys look like you're having a great time with this weekend here, seeing everybody and getting together again and enjoying the fans, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's good to see back, the teammate that you play with, for such a long time, and it was a great. The fans was very happy. A lot of fans, and I just have a blast.
Buzz and I were talking while you guys were coming on the field. Who would get the biggest ovation? It was pretty close between you and Nolan and Ian Kinsley. Yeah, it was pretty close.
I got goosebumps when I came in from left field line.
They started cheering before you even got announced.
It was great. It was nice. It was a good time.
Well, speaking of great, you look great. You look like you still get back there behind the plate. Napoli went on the DL. They talked to you about maybe suiting up?
Well, keeping myself in shape. I'm still working hard, but I'm good. I'm all right. I'm just spend time with my family, which is great.
Good.
Pudge, your son Derek was drafted by the Twins. Give us an update on how he's doing.
Well, he's doing good. He started the season pretty good. He was hitting over 400 in the first month and a half, and then he got hurt. I was in the game. He hit a line drive in the gap and running for a triple on his line. He pulled his left hamstring.
Oh, no.
So he was a month out, but he back now, and
good.
So he's calling me and he said, he's getting back to his timing back, but he's working.
And where is he? What city is he in?
He's in Fort Myers. He's spring training, Minnesota spring training and rookie. Well, he's doing good.
Pitch to Austin Jackson high and away. That's got to be fun for you now as a parent. You know what the whole thing was about. You went all through it. Now to see your son going through it, what kind of emotions does that bring you? Is it hard for you?
Well, it's hard and it's nervous at the same time. I think Tom go through that too.
Nervous. Is
the
best
it's
word.
more nervous than everything. I know the kid have a talent, but when you sit on the bleachers and you want your son to do good all the time.
That's right.
But I'm enjoying. I'm blessed now that I'll be able to drive hour and a half, 2 hours to see him. Probably twice a week and see him play. But it's very good to see my son playing baseball.
Yeah. To make sure his refrigerator has plenty of food in it every time you go there.
Oh, yeah.
Take him out to dinner and all that good stuff.
Yeah, after the game, I got to take it to Publix or something.
Well, getting on to what you're doing with the Rangers now, have you really started getting involved with the organization, doing what you're going to do in the future?
I do. I started earlier. I went to New York when they did the draft this year. But I've been doing some couple of things with them. I think I'm looking forward to do some couple of things for the Rangers, and hopefully by next year we can start to do some more things and be here the full time.
Can you hang on with us for
Absolutely.
another half inning? Okay,
Sure,
we'll be right back as Derek Holland works another 1-2-3 inning. Bottom of the third coming up, 1-0 Detroit.
Teams. The 1995 Rangers Player of the Year and the 1999 American League MVP. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the greatest catchers of all time, number 7, Pudge Rodriguez.
You captured him up here in the booth. That gave you goosebumps, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was a great moment. That's awesome, man. You know, walking from 354 feet into home plate, that's a lot of walking.
Whose idea was that? John Blake?
Joe
a long
Blake or
walk.
probably Tony, but it was a long walk. But it was a fun walk. I mean, it was great. I mean, just awesome. I mean, I appreciate so much from the support that I got from the fans through all the years that I've been here and still right now. So I cannot thank them enough. It's great.
Well, I know everybody thanks you for coming in, too, and all the guys that came in for that matter. And this is, what I understand, this is the tradition of the Rangers is being built. And they're going to do this more and more often and get people back. Because there's a lot of history now. 40 years, you develop some history. And there's a lot of good history now, winning teams, winning players.
Right.
And it's great to see.
Yeah, it's always good to see, and I guess I have a commitment now that I have to come every year. I guess.
Now, when you see how these people cheer for you, you want to come back
Absolutely.
every year.
It was great.
You can't disappoint them.
Is there a two-hopper over to Cabrera? That's out number 1. He in 0 for 2 tonight. Let's take a look at the Ford leaderboard tonight. As he makes his way back to the dugout. Ranked among catchers for Pudge Rodriguez. First in games caught, first in caught stealing percentage, 13 gold gloves. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. If you played a couple more years, you would have gotten up to 20.
Man, those numbers, I never seen those. That's pretty good.
Second, yeah, that's pretty good. Second in silver sluggers. Man. Because I know when you were playing, you didn't really pay much attention to how things like that were mounting up. Now that you've been out of the game for a little while and retired, can you look back and really appreciate how good a career you had?
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes as a baseball player, you don't look stats and statistics and all that kind of stuff. Where you just go into the field and perform and win for your team. But when you retire and you sit down and see what you did, you just go through the computer, see all your stats. You realize how good a career do you have, and I just it's amazing. I think the things that I did through my career was great, and the most important for me was durable that I was when I played baseball.
Right.
I didn't hurt myself too much when I played my 21 years in my career. So I just been in disabled list a few times, not much, and that's something that besides all the stats and all performance, whatever that we can say, being there day in and day out, especially here in this heat, we play in 106 degrees. I did this for 4 years, and be able to do what I did for the Rangers, I mean, it's pretty good.
Well, and I think the fan reaction to you too is a good indicator that they appreciate everything you did. I mean, that's really a pretty good love affair that fans have with you and you have with them.
It's not pretty good. That's awesome. I think it's great. I mean, what can I say? It was unbelievable.
Yeah, and they don't forget. They do not forget. 2 outs here in the Ranger third inning. Josh Hamilton up there with the bases empty. And Verlander back to him. 2 balls and no strikes. Hamilton on via an error his first time up. A little cue shot that Cabrera couldn't handle.
Yeah, 50 pitches right in the third inning.
The 2-0. Swing and a miss. Let's go to the AT&T Uverse reverse replay. Last night, Josh Hamilton in the first inning against Max Scherzer. Will change up and stayed up about belt high, and Josh Hamilton left it 420 feet or so from home plate in dead center. That was last night, and Josh trying to do the same thing here tonight. He fouls that pitch off, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to him. That one's poked foul to the left side. You know, when you look at Pudge, when you look back at last year in 2010, the success the ball club had, how does that make you feel as an ex-Ranger?
It makes you feel good. I mean, it's good to see this this organization the way it is right now. You know, in the level that they are right now. You know, been in World Series. You know, been in playoff when you know, back in the 90s we making the playoff 3-4 times, and unfortunately we got eliminated by the Yankees when the Yankees was in their prime. You know, so we cannot do anything about that. But now, the way that I see the ball club, but that's a good hit. But I think you know, when you come to the park and ready to play every day, you know you're gonna win a lot of ball games, and you know with this coaching staff that they have with Ron and the whole coaching staff, they prepared these guys to go out there and play 9 innings hard, 27 hard outs. I think. I mean, that's what you need to ask for the players. You know, just go out there and do the best.
And that's very similar to the clubs you guys had in the 90s that went to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Same kinds of clubs that every day brought it to the ballpark.
Yeah, when the team that we have, you know, we have a very good offensive team. You know, we got a completely whole package team. You know, it's the same way that I see. Right now, you know, they got these guys that have great pitching, great guys from the bullpen. They can come and throw strikes, and they can catch the ball. They can catch the ball in the field. You know, when you catch the ball in the field and make plays, you know, you're going to win tons of ball games.
Beltre, another rocket to center field. That's going to be down for a hit. Oh, Adrian.
And also that, when you can hit too, that's another thing.
Now, you watched Beltre over the years, you know, and we didn't really get a chance to see him until he became a Ranger, but I don't think you really appreciate how good he is until you see him every day.
Yeah, he's a great player. You know, he plays the game hard. You know, great third baseman. You know, he's a guy that if you hit anything towards him, he's going to be out and hit. I mean, he's, you know, when he's healthy and play healthy, he's very dangerous. You know, he's a great hitter. You know, stay inside of the ball well, hit the ball the other way with power, and it's always good to have that.
Here's a broken bat, base hit to left field. Hamilton around third, he will score, and a broken bat RBI base hit by Nelly Cruz ties this ball game at 1.
It's kind of like the inning last night where Scott Feldman started out with a couple of outs and then a harmless soft hit. And then a harder hit, and another hit. And the Rangers just keep it going against one of the best pitchers in baseball. Yep. 2 outs, nobody on. Nice rally. They were just long enough on that curveball.
You got to be strong to break a bat like that and still get it through the outfield.
Absolutely,
wow. Yes. Wow. So 3 consecutive 2-out hits. The Rangers draw back even, and here's Michael Young trying to put him ahead. Ground ball to the right side. Got jammed a little bit, and Infante will throw him out. That'll do it for the Rangers, but 3 consecutive hits get them even. We finished 3. It's a 1-1 game. And Pudge, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Enjoyed watching. Enjoyed seeing you now.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Right. We'll be back with the Rangers and the Tigers right after this on Fox Sports Southwest. A tale of two Derek Hollands, the guy that gave up the hits to the first two people he faced, and then he's retired the last 9, 6 of them on strikeouts. So good Derek, bad Derek, and he is really good right about now. And Hamilton, Beltran, Cruz, 4 for 6 tonight. They have pushed across the only run of the ball game. Miguel Cabrera starting things off, fouls off the first pitch from Holland. Cabrera went down swinging his first time up.
I think that's might be the best stretch of 9 hitters that Derek has had this year. And it happened after a home run and a hard hit single to center field. And since then, 6 strikeouts and a couple of 3 little softly hit, easily handled outs.
Going outside, the changeup missed to Cabrera. It's 2-1. Well, maybe you needed a wake-up call, and sometimes that happens. You know, you get slapped in the face.
Yeah, you just get to the point where you go, okay, that's it.
That's
I've had enough.
Yep. For this night, anyway, you know, sometimes you need to have something just get you to the point where, hey, it can't get any worse. I might as well just go ahead and let it go and see what happens.
And it's not like he hasn't enjoyed success before. That's all he's trying to do is get back to where he's perfectly capable of being. It's not like he's been a mediocre pitcher and he's struggling right now. And where do you go from there? I mean, he's a 16-game winner with 4 shutouts and pitched well in postseason play. So he's got a pretty good track record built up coming into this season.
And Derek won't be extremely happy with that leadoff walk to Cabrera. Let's say hello to Jim Knox again. Jim?
All right, thanks, Buzz. Real quick, Community Corner tonight. We're talking about the Miracle League. The Miracle League, very special to the Rangers alumni and Texas Rangers Baseball Foundation. Yesterday, Miracle League participants escorted Hall of Fame alumni at the Hall of Fame luncheon, and they had a great time. To find out more about Miracle League, log on to miracleleaguedfw.org. Buzz?
All right, Jim, thank you. Fritz Fielder took the first pitch inside for ball 1. Fielder, a little jam shot tapper to first base. His first time to the plate. Got Cabrera at first. Nobody out here in the 4th inning. Holland missing badly outside. And it's 2-0.
Well, Buzz, yesterday when we were all introduced before the luncheon, we all walked in with one of the kids from the Miracle League. And I got to walk in with Erin Cat McKee. She plays for the Astros. My wife is a buddy on the Astros, and I got to walk in with her. And as we walked around the corner, and there was a lot of people at the luncheon, they were all cheering. Right when we got to where we left to go to our seats, she looked at me and she said, "I feel like a princess today." It was just great. Well, it was such a nice affair, and the kids loved it so much. And the Miracle League, if you're not involved with the Miracle League and you want to do something worthwhile that you'll never forget, I would suggest it.
Well, that was great seeing all those youngsters out there and the fun they were having, and it was just a real good function. It was great to get all the Ranger alumni out there, and the all-time team was super. 3-1 pitch now. Another little jam shot to Moreland. He'll go to second for 1. And no return throw, as Elvis wasn't sure Holland was going to get there in time. And he did the wise thing and held on to it.
That would have been some kind of double play right there.
And right now, let's head back to our Fox Sports Southwest studios to Neil Beasley for a game break. Neil? All right, Neil, thank you. The White Sox having a pretty good series as far as comebacks are concerned against Oakland. It's 2 nights in a row now they've had to come back from deficit. Gelman Young fouls back the first pitch. It's 0-1.
It's the second time Derek has gotten Fielder to hit a little dribbler to first base. First time up, there was no one on. And that time up, almost hit into a double play with that little soft tapper.
Gelman Young a strikeout the first time he faced Holland tonight. And that pitch fouled away to the right. And very quickly, no balls, 2 strikes. Young at 265 now, a dozen home runs, 45 driven in. He is almost exclusively a DH now for the Tigers. And previously an outfielder from time to time. The Tigers have some pretty good outfielders along with Young. And again, fouled off to the right.
Buzz, we have a shout out and we have a birthday. R.A. Scott is 100 years old today.
Wow.
And I understand that R.A. is a big Ranger fan. R.A., I hope you're watching tonight. Happy 100th birthday. And want to remind people as well that at home, it's impossible for us to give shout outs to people who are attending the game in our ballpark. There's just too many of them, and unfortunately, we're just not able to do that. On the road's a little bit different story, but at home, we hope you'll understand. We want to mention that we want to thank everybody that sent in food, too. We really appreciate that. And if you log on to foxsportssouthwest.com and click on Tom's Treats, you'll be able to see what we were sent and hear us talk about it, and thank all of you who were so nice to send the food in. So thank you very much for that. And just log on to foxsportssouthwest.com and you'll be able to see tomorrow what we got tonight.
2 balls and 2 strikes, the count to Delman Young. Prince fielded the runner at first. 1 out here in the 4th inning. Tigers and Rangers tied at 1. Fielder a modest lead over there as Holland comes back to the plate, misses high and away, and the count has gone full. Delman Young, the number 5 hitter, trying to keep things going here in the 4th. Jeff Baker, the right fielder, is waiting in the on-deck circle.
Well, Delman Young is not an easy guy to walk. He's only walked 16 times in almost 400 at-bats.
Hey, off pitch, got him. Much like the first time up, Holland got him with a 3-2 breaking ball. He said, well, if it worked then, I'll try it again. Same result, a punch out. That is number 7 for Holland. And let's head down to Emily Jones. Emily?
Well, you guys were talking about Derek Holland earlier, and he keeps saying something, and has since Colby Lewis and Neftali Feliz went down for the season. He keeps saying, it's my time to step up. Every guy in this rotation has done it at some point during this season. It's my time to do it. Ron Washington, a little concerned about him putting a little too much pressure on himself, but maybe, oh no, it's all coming together tonight with a good catch.
That's all right. Murph's got it.
Hold your breath. Hold your breath, Em.
David Murphy, a nice running catch, and Derek Holland said, yeah, that a boy. Way to keep it in the ballpark. Side to retire, the leadoff walk, no damage. 3.5 in the books. 1-1, Tigers and Rangers on Fox Sports Southwest. Question tonight, a fitting question: which member of the Rangers' 40th anniversary team had the highest career batting average with the Rangers? Might be a trick question there somewhere. I'm not sure. I'll have to wait with all of you for the next half inning and see what that answer is. David Murphy starting things off against Justin Verlander. And Murphy swing and a miss at the changeup. It is 0-1. Murphy, a base hit to left field his first time to the plate, and he had a great at bat. Swing and a miss on that 92-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 0-2. Murphy, you remember, worked the count, fouled off some tough pitches, and when finally able to go down and get a pitch and line it to left for that single. And he gets fisted here, fights it off foul, and it's still 0-2.
Buzz, I have a sad note to pass on. Russ Reston, who has been our elevator operator for many, many years, not just in this ballpark, but going all the way back to the old ballpark, passed away today. We want to send our condolences and our thoughts and prayers to his friends and family. Russ was a great guy.
Yeah.
He was always in a good mood, always had a smile on his face. And he's one of the first people you saw every day when you came to the ballpark, when you got on the elevator. And every time you got on the elevator, you felt better having seen Russ. So we send our condolences to his family.
Yeah, I echo that from you, too. And nice man. And he never saw a stranger.
No.
He always had a kind word for everybody. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count to David Murphy. Murph leading off the bottom of the 4th inning. And a chopper up the middle, headed towards center field. Infante cuts it off. Off balance throw, not in time.
Oh, that was a great play by Infante. You seeing David sprint and the ball coming, and he couldn't tell which was going to get there first. And right at the end, David's closing speed got him to the bag ahead of the ball. You're going to get there? Just barely. What a great play by Infante.
Boy, it was. Didn't have time to stop and plant or anything else. He just had to wheel and throw it on the run and couldn't get quite enough on it. And Murph had enough left in the tank when he got down there. He was smoking it through the bag. So the 6th hit of the night for the Rangers against Verlander. A leadoff single. And Giovanni Soto will come up with Murphy at first. And a snap throw over there by Verlander makes Murphy dive back to the bag. Rangers now have out-hit the Tigers tonight, 6-2. Murphy has 2 of those hits. Whoa. And again, Verlander is extremely quick. Yeah, very, very quick feet. He gets himself in position to throw the ball quickly, and then he doesn't take the ball back very far. It's a little snap throw like an infielder would make. Soto, a good rip at that high fastball, and he just fouled it back to the screen. It's 0-1. Giovanni a strikeout his first time up. He's checking with third base coach Dave Anderson to see what Ron Washington might have in mind after the leadoff single from Murphy. Murphy establishing a pretty good lead, and again Verlander, quick throw over there. And Seattle again, an early lead over the Angels.
After last night, I'm not getting too excited about that score.
Yeah. 3rd inning, that's about where it was last time when it was 5-0.
I got to see something after the bottom of the ninth.
Oh, you become so much a cynical person.
Well, you don't like to be disappointed.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. The 0-1 pitch. That breaking ball catches the outside corner.
How would you compare a throw to first base and a pitch as far as a pitch count goes? If a guy throws to first base 10 times, is that taking something out of him as opposed to like a pitch?
No, it shouldn't, Tom, because you're not using your legs to drive toward. You're not wearing yourself down. Yeah, I don't think it is. I mean, it'd be like the difference between playing catch and flipping the ball from 30 feet just about shoulder level, or making hard throws at 100 feet or something like that.
Right.
Swung on and fouled off the gear of Gerald Laird, and the count remains 0-2. But I suppose if you threw enough times over there to wear you down, you would probably not wear out before the runner would, though. I don't think.
Yeah, David's taking an all-out dive back to first base every time.
but you'd probably have a cascade of boos long before that would happen. Fans don't appreciate that kind of maneuver. See you hear? Yeah. It's just building now.
It's getting louder.
Yeah, about two more, and it'll really be audible to Verlander. It won't bother him a bit. He doesn't care.
Well, David's 8 out of 10 stealing bases, so he's good percentage base stealer.
And Giovanni getting a piece of some pretty tough pitches.
Now, the other thing the Rangers are doing is they're making Verlander work, just like Scherzer had to work quite a bit last night. Verlander's going to throw his 70th pitch with nobody out here in the fourth inning. Pretty good pitch count.
A little bit different, 45% fastballs and 55% off speed for Verlander in the early going. Breaking ball hit to third, could be two. The second for one. Quick throw by Infante, and staying on the bag just long enough is Prince Fielder. It is a 5-4-3 double play that erases the leadoff Murphy single.
Rod Allen, the announcer, color analyst for the Tigers television games, told me that in his game against the Yankees, where he struck out 14, his ratio of fastballs was slightly under 50%. It was like 48, 49% fastballs, 51, 52% off-speed pitches. So he throws a lot of off-speed pitches. He's got a great assortment of off-speed pitches. I don't blame him for throwing.
There's one of them to Mitch Moreland on the first pitch. It's a breaking ball that bites the inside corner off. Mitch a strikeout his first time to the plate. A 1-1 ball game. We play in the bottom of the fourth inning. And another breaking ball. That one dissects the strike zone.
Mitch struck out in the second inning, swinging and missing at 3 changeups. And this time it's so far 2 curveballs to get ahead in the count. So not much in the way of a fastball for Mitch to hit.
Looks like you got a changeup.
There's the changeup.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
If he's paying attention to a scouting report, you'd have to think the Tigers scouting report says throw Mitch a lot of off-speed pitches, because that's all he's thrown him.
He tried the fastball down and in and missed. That one at 97.
He tried the Nelly Cruz trick.
Yeah.
First time up, he's thrown 2 pitches, 97. One struck out Nelly, and that one he was trying to strike out Mitch, trying to surprise him with a fastball.
Verlander back to the plate. And a line drive base hit over the leap of Miguel Cabrera, the third baseman. But Cabrera was playing off the line, so they had him positioned perfectly. He was just playing a little too low.
Well, that's kind of like David Murphy's base hit that he got the first time up in the second inning. Fastball down, only slightly more away than the one for David, but the same kind of a hit. Stayed with it. A line shot in the left field. And Mitch was ready for the fastball after a good assortment of off-speed pitches.
A 1 on, 2 out, back to the top of the order. Ian Kinsler 0 for 2 tonight. Ian handling the DH chores tonight. We commented before the ball game about the Sox. I like the stirrup effect that Ian's got going on.
That is back from the 70s,
yeah,
boy.
It is.
I remember that look.
Look at those things pulled way up there. One 1-0 the count to Kinsler. And the breaking ball finds the mark. It's 1-1.
Rangers have had 7 hits in 4 innings against Verlander. Tigers have only had 2, first 2 hitters of the game. Nothing since then.
Another breaking ball, and that backs Ian away and catches the inside part of the plate. A ball and 2 strikes. You know, you get 7 hits in 4 innings or less than 4 innings in Verlander. This is a guy who doesn't give up that many hits. Less than 7 per 9 innings pitched. So you're already ahead of the count by a pretty good bit.
That's right.
A little slow roller down to first, handled by Fielder, and that will do it. Rangers get a couple of hits in the inning, but the double play negates one of those at least. They strand a runner after 4. 1-1 Tigers and Rangers on Fox Sports Southwest. Trivia tonight, the question, if you remember, which member of the Rangers' 40th anniversary all-time team had the highest career batting average with Texas? And the answer would have been Will Clark. 308 average from 94 through 98. Will played on the 96 and 98 championship clubs. And another guy who was around these parts at that time, a cornerstone of the Rangers' success in the 90s, joining us in the booth now. And you hear him on Rangers Live. You see him on Rangers Live, both before and after the ballgame. Mark McLemore. Mac, thanks for stopping by and seeing us this evening.
Always.
Base hit to left field to start things off. Johnny Peralta. It's the first hit by a Tiger since the first inning. Only the third hit allowed by Holland tonight, but a leadoff single here in the 5th. And that'll bring up Andy Dirks.
Mac, how do you like those snazzy blue uniforms out there with an elastic waistband?
Let's just say I'm glad you got to wear it.
You don't like them? Wow.
I'll pass on the powder blue uniform.
How about the stirrup socks?
Now, I did wear stirrups.
Okay.
They didn't bother me. The only thing that really bothered me about the stirrups, especially playing second base, mine used to get cut all the time because guys were coming in, trying to take me out on double plays, and they'd get my leg, my shin, and so I'd have to change them during the game a few times sometimes.
Get one stirrup flopping around.
Did you ever wear a uniform with the stretch band instead of a belt?
Yes.
So you've been there.
I have been there.
There's a little pop foul that just makes it over the net and out of play. 0-1 the count.
You never wore a flannel uniform, though, did you?
Did not wear flannel. I missed the flannel.
See, I got into professional baseball just in time to wear the flannel uniform.
Those were great, weren't they?
And you can remember in the minor leagues when you went on a road trip and you had one uniform and it didn't get washed every day, how tough that was. But I can remember how much we loved the double knit uniforms when they first came out because they were so light, so comfortable. We didn't care what color they were or what they looked like. They just felt good.
Obviously.
The thing about those flannels, though, if you got in a rain delay situation where it's raining on the field, you smell like a bunch of wet dogs out there. You wouldn't stand next to one of your teammates.
That was not pretty.
Oh, nasty. Pitch inside to Dirks. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I'll tell you what I did like. I did like wearing the throwback jerseys, and actually on a couple of occasions toward the end of my career, we were playing, having a throwback jersey when I was with Seattle, and we played the Angels.
Go ahead. This might take a second. Well, it's an unusual double play, but they got it done. That's the important thing. Well, that erases the leadoff single.
This is a tough double play to turn. Johnny Peralta knows what he's doing. He's a dead out if he keeps running, so he stops and just hopes for a bad throw here. And the Rangers are too good for that. They make that run down look very easy. You know, going back to my throwback jersey day, I was with Seattle. We ended up playing the Angels, and didn't really think about it. Okay, throwback jersey, got the uniform on. You know, it doesn't fit the best. Okay, no big deal. And I go out and look over at the Angels, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I recognize that uniform. That's the uniform I used to wear. Yeah. So, you know, that was fun. That was fun. And I tried to keep that from some guys, and it just didn't work.
No. I'm trying to think of the worst ones. Buzz, did you ever play against the Indians when they wore the all red ones?
Yes. Yeah, I did. And it was not a pretty red.
No, that wasn't really good.
Hot shot knocked down by Michael Young. He recovers, throws, and gets it. Laird shot down and leadoff single. No damage to Holland. The double play helps. No runs, one hit, and nobody left. Bottom of the fifth coming up. 1-1. Tigers and Rangers on Fox Sports Southwest. At bat 12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and a whole lot more. Just text @BAT to 31826, or you can visit TexasRangers.com for details. 1-1 ball game. Rangers come to bat in the bottom of the fifth inning. We're visiting with Mark McLemore and talking about old uniform styles and consistencies, if you will. Just watching the Rangers and the Tigers with their throwback uniforms, the 1976 models out here tonight. Verlander ready to work to Elvis Andrus. And a strike is thrown on the outside corner. Elvis 0 for 2, a ground out and a strikeout. Verlander with his 81st pitch of the night, and Elvis showing bunt. That had Cabrera on the move down the line from third. But the breaking ball stayed inside. Now the 1-1. That'll be out of play off to the right.
Now, you know who I got a kick out of watching, though, with their uniforms? The Pittsburgh Pirates.
Oh, man, they could have.
Man.
I don't know how they figured out what they were wearing every night. They had about 12 combinations. They had the stripe. The stripe looked like kind of like pajamas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They have shorts, didn't they? Black shorts?
The White Sox
The White Sox had shorts. I don't know if the Pirates did.
I don't recall. I know the White Sox did, because the worst thing I ever saw was Wilbur Wood and Bob Lemon.
Yeah.
And Bob Lemon, their manager.
Yeah,
that was not good. That's not a pretty picture.
No.
It looked like a softball team. Matter of fact, when they put that artificial turf in the infield and then had a grass outfield at Old Comiskey Park, it looked like a softball park anyway.
Yeah, I remember that. Wilbur Wood was a knuckleball pitcher. He started both games of the doubleheader.
Sure did. And their number 2 pitcher, Stan Bonson, that whole year, I think that was 75 or 74 that he did that. Stan Bonson was complaining the whole year, they're going to kill me. I'm on a 3-day rotation. And Elvis has gone on strikes. That is out number 1 here in the 5th inning. It'll bring up Josh Hamilton. Now let's head back to our Fox Sports Southwest studios for a Mazda CX-5 game break. Here's Neil Beasley. Neil? All right, Neil. Well, it doesn't seem like the Angels have done a very good job recovering since that series here in Arlington.
They haven't at all. They've been going straight down since then. That was a tough loss for them.
Yeah. And at the same time, I didn't think the Rangers had the kind of momentum, at least the feeling of the momentum, that I would have thought. I mean, maybe I made too big a deal of those 2 wins against the Angels. But, I would have thought that really had charged him. That might have been the kind of thing that could carry him for 3 weeks. And it really didn't happen.
I think the same thing. You look at what it did to the Angels. I thought it was going to have that same positive effect for the Rangers. Yeah. They were just going to play, reel off 9 out of the next 10 or something like that.
Well, one thing on the road trip, the Rangers won 4 out of 6. They let that game get away in Kansas City.
Right.
That was just a bad game all the way around. But had they won that game, they would have had a 5 out of 6 road trip, which would have been pretty solid.
Yeah.
Playing some good teams. Starting now with the Tigers and then going to New York for the Yankees. Tough stretch of 7 games coming up.
Yeah, this is a pretty good 10-game stretch with the Tigers here and then on the road against the Yankees and Toronto. What do you think of Josh's swings lately?
He's getting really close.
Yep.
He's getting really close. He's not jumping out there rushing after the ball. He's letting it come to him, and he's starting to explode. So he's getting really close. I think he's about to turn that corner and get extremely hot.
I think that momentum we were talking about a second ago, if he had been this way 10 days ago, you might have seen that momentum carry over.
Absolutely.
It's a pretty good rocket, but right into the glove of Prince Fielder, and that is out number 2. Josh retired. He back to the dugout, 1 for 3 tonight, and here comes Adrian Beltre, who is 2 for 2 this evening. And good to see Adrian get back on the plus side of things. Had a little skirmish there with the bat for a while. Broken 0 for 11 streak his first time up tonight. He's gotten a couple hits, and Beltre, for the better part of 2 months, really was the force in the middle of this order for the Rangers. Takes a strike at the knees from Verlander. Guys seem to get hot and cold around Beltre, and Adrian kind of anchored the whole thing. Just stayed nice and consistent, nice and calm.
Watch Beltre. Whoops. that even made him laugh.
Verlander with the 0-2 pitch. Check swing, the appeal to first, and no swing down there. First base umpire Lance Barkdale give the palms down safe sign, so it's a ball and 2 strikes. Everybody's pointing to first base after this one.
Beltre just wants to make sure that before the umpire rings him up that he checks with the first base umpire. Never seen a guy do that.
And Sparksdale down there had everybody pointing the finger at him. 4 guys. Home plate umpire Gary Cedarstrom and Gerald Laird, Verlander, and Beltre. Swing and a miss, and Beltre is gone as Gerald chases him around a little bit. Mac, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. We'll look forward to hearing your analysis on Rangers Live tonight.
See you guys later. See you, Mac.
On to the 6th we go. 1-1 ball game, Rangers and the Tigers on Fox Sports Southwest. A 1-1 ball game. Rangers and Tigers tied up, and we have another guest joining us tonight, and part of the 40th anniversary all-time team, and also the Texas Rangers Baseball Hall of Fame, and the front office for the Rangers. And he's selling tickets outside after the ball game at the Cowboys Stadium. Jim Sundberg, glad to have you along, Jim.
Guys,
good to see you.
Glad to be with you. You got to be getting tired of this weekend and all this interruption. I remember.
We thought we were going to get maybe an outfielder or something. All we keep getting is catchers. Yeah, that's all we got tonight.
I mean, how do you get in the sync and get in the flow of doing the game here, you know?
No, we love having you guys. It's great. It's a great day. All the guys, Sonny, you guys with the Rangers, and I know you spearhead it, do a tremendous job for the alumni. Pudge said it. Buddy Bell said it last night. All the guys coming back really appreciate the day that you put on for them.
Well, it's a lot of fun, Tom, as you know, and there are a lot of people behind the scenes. As you know, Tawny Taylor and Jenny Terrell and their staff, and Ashley and all of them really chip in for this weekend. It takes a big group effort to put it on, and the girls organize it. They get the guys in town. And it's great. I mean, we started this a couple of years ago, and the organization gave us some funds to be able to do some nice things for the players, and it's been very well received.
How many guys? Did you have any idea how many guys came back for this weekend?
We generally always it's somewhere between usually 60 and 70 in that area.
Yeah, that's great.
And we changed, as you know, we changed the theme up this year. Instead of having everybody on the field, we did just the 40th anniversary team. Mm-hmm. But Soto with a great block. I mean, it's doing a good job with Holland tonight.
3-2 pitch. Wow. And Jackson gone. That's kind of a weak hack up there. And Holland had him completely befuddled with that swing. That's out number 1, and that's the 8th strikeout for Derek Holland tonight.
Everybody knows that Derek, with his kind of stuff, his fastball right here kind of cuts it in on Jackson. I mean, he's tough. I mean, he's when he's commanding his fastball and getting his breaking ball over, he is he is something. He looks very focused tonight, much like in the World Series.
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
Yeah, this might be the closest this year he's been to that game that he threw in the World Series. This has been his best start.
Infante skies one to right, toward the line, toward the corner a bit goes Nelly Cruz. That is out number 2.
You know, we've had several, as you know, Hall of Fame weekends, and you know, for me, when you talk about special, the first one was Johnny Oates, and he came out on the field, and that was really special. Yep. Each one's had its own flavor to it, and obviously you being inducted, Tom, was special as well. And tonight was just a little different twist, a little different theme to it, a little different feel, and it was a lot of fun. It was fun to be at home plate with Pudge, and Pudge said, looked at me and goes, I can still throw a guy out at second.
Yeah, looking at him, I believe it. Yeah. Roller into the hole, and Elvis straightens up, fires the first, and a very quick 1, 2, 3. Can you hang around another half inning? All right, good. You want to hear that cricket story?
Yeah.
All right, 5.5 in the books, 1-1, Tigers and Rangers on Fox Sports Southwest. Now for the Sonic Slam inning, brought to you by Sonic. Tonight's jackpot is worth $200 and dinner for 2 at Sonic Drive-In. Tonight, the Rangers are hitting for David Steiber from Midlothian. And if a Ranger hits a grand slam in the inning, David Steiber from Midlothian is going to have a lot of friends and $25,000.
Whoa!
Registered any participating Sonic restaurant. Jim and I will be down there. Tom won't. He doesn't care that much about it, but $25,000, I could make friends with almost anybody real fast.
I like that ice cream thing Sonic does. I go for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. One of those.
you just park out there.
Yeah.
Just wait for him to change the menus. Nelly Cruz starting things off. Nelly 1 out of 2 tonight. He's driven in the only Ranger run of the evening. And a broken bat base hit in the 3rd. It's this one pretty well to center field. Jackson retreating, still going back. And Austin Jackson able to run it down just shy of the warning track for out number 1.
Didn't quite get it up in the air high enough, strong as Nelly is.
Second baseman, Michael Young.
Rangers have only scored 1 run against Verlander, but they've had 7 hits. Hit a few balls hard other than the 7 hits. They're throwing the bats pretty well against them tonight.
I'll tell you, it really, I think the Rangers hit Verlander and Weaver probably as well as anybody. If you think about it, a lot of balls are hit right at the fielders, and probably the 2 premier pitchers in the American League, and obviously maybe in all of baseball, and the Rangers do get their swings off those 2 guys.
Yeah, Weaver's 15-1. The only game he lost was to the Rangers, and we bombed him earlier in the season.
Michael Young, first ball swinging, a towering pop up to shallow right. Jeff Baker coming on and puts it away. That's out number 2. Problem with the Tigers, especially, Jim, you get a guy like Verlander on the mound, you may get to him for 2 or 3 runs. The Tigers have such a good, well-rounded team. It's hard to keep them down.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. And, of course, Jim Leland, his leadership and good manager and been around a long time, and players like playing for him, and he gets a lot out of the guys.
Now here's David Murphy, who is 2 for 2 tonight against Verlander, and he takes high for ball 1.
Good to see Toby Harrah down there.
Toby's down to the bench.
Yeah. I tried to set him up saying,
you got a spy. He's our spy.
Yeah. Well, I tried to tell him.
Double agent.
I tried to tell him that, be careful because just stay away from Josh. He didn't like the fastball down middle of the plate. Just be careful. Just trying to set him up.
Yeah. A ball and a strike to Murphy after the foul ball.
Toby's the minor league hitting instructor for the Tigers, has been for a long time.
Breaking ball, that's popped up. Shallow center field. A trio of Tigers going out. Infante makes a fine over-the-shoulder catch. The Rangers gone in order. 1, 2, 3 and out. Verlander's retired 7 straight. Jim Sundberg, thanks very much for joining us.
Enjoyed it.
Congratulations on a great
watch the game. Thank you.
A lot of fun.
Thanks.
On to the 7th we go. 1-1. Rangers and Tigers on Fox Sports Southwest. Sports Southwest is brought to you by Geico Insurance. 15 minutes could save you 50% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com. By the all-new Mazda CX-5 with 35 highway MPG. And by Burger King. Come play family food, where every game piece has its prize. Top of the 7th inning, a 1-1 game. Derek Holland has been nothing short of spectacular tonight after he gave up the leadoff home run in the 1st inning to Austin Jackson and then the single to Infante. He has given up just 2 base runners since, 1 on a walk and 1 on a base hit. Prince Fielder tonight has had his knuckles knocked off a couple of times by Derek Holland fastballs.
You notice he laid off that first pitch, would have done it again.
Apparently he's a very quick learner. Took him 2 at-bats and he's got that figured out. 1-1 pitch. Yeah, that's a fastball right down the middle. Holland back to the plate. The 1-2 pitch is lined down the left field line, but that'll slice and take 1 bounce over the tarpaulin. It's still 1-2 to Fielder. Fielder, Young, and Baker, the first three Tigers to swing against Derek Holland here in the 7th inning. Derek with 8 strikeouts tonight. Oh, and he got Fielder again. Yeah, couldn't lay off it again. Third straight time that Fielder has gotten one just above his left hand. One away, Delman Young coming up, and let's go over to Jim Knox again. Jim?
All right, a lot of fans having a good time, especially the group here from Cable One. They were on the Fox Sports Southwest Fan Express, along with the Fox Sports Southwest girls, having a good time coming in from Cable One to see the Rangers game. How's it been so far?
It's been great.
All right, Dylan, taking in your very first game. What do you have, anything to say, Dylan?
All right.
There you go. All right, everybody having a good time, right? There we go, Buzz.
All right, Jim. Pretty good group down there. Delman Young has struck out a couple times tonight. He will not strike out here, but he will ground out to Elvis Andrews. That is out number 2 here in the 7th. And Derek Holland really sailing along. He is making his pitches, and quality pitches, and his defense catching the ball and throwing people out.
Since Infante's single, second hitter of the game, he's walked Cabrera and given up a base hit to Peralta. That's it. 2 base runners. And one of them was erased on a double play right after that.
The base is empty for Jeff Baker. Baker has struck out and flied to left field tonight. And he takes a pitch just a little bit low out of the strike zone. Fires a strike there to even the count. Baker, acquired by the Tigers from the Cubs on Sunday. He and Giovanni Soto, the Ranger catcher tonight, former teammates. Holland back to him. The pitch fouled back. And Baker was with the Cubs. He hit .269, 4 home runs and 20 RBI in 54 games. Tigers have made a habit of going and getting pieces from other ball clubs during the year. They did Peralta the year before last. And they've done it this year with Infante and now Baker. Crowd upset with that call by Gary Cedarson. They thought by the reaction of Giovanni Soto they might have had a strike, but it's 2-2. Got him swinging. It's down and in, and Holland gets his 9th strikeout of the night. He's now retired 7 straight. We've come to the 7th inning stretch at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington.
God Bless America with Kyle Sherman.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet
masked rider of the plains, led the fight for law and order.
Hall of Fame members, their induction dates. Quite a group. Honored to be sitting next to one of them, Tom Grave, the 2010 inductee. There's the Hall of Fame building out in right field under the home run porch. Giovanni Soto starting things off for the Rangers. And he is ahead of the count now. 2 balls and a strike to Justin Verlander. Verlander just passed over the 100 pitch mark for the night. Not at all unusual for him. The 2-1 pitch. And that is on the outside corner. It's 2-2. You know, Tommy, you said that the report on Verlander has been throwing more breaking balls. I don't recall him ever throwing this many off-speed pitches, though, the times I've seen him before.
Yeah, I don't remember it either, although the Tiger guys say he's been doing it a lot this year.
Soto pops it up on the first base side. It's fielder. Arm spread, says, I have it, and he does. That's out number 1. You can't argue with the results, but it's just it's a totally different Justin Verlander than I'm accustomed to seeing. Average almost 114 pitches per start. He's at 107 tonight. As Tom told you, he threw over 130 last time out. Second time this year he's gone over the 130 mark. But that doesn't seem to be a problem for him either. As a matter of fact, Jim Leland, the Tigers skipper, says, nah, I'm good with him to about 140, and then I'll start keeping an eye on him. So he just has that Leland impressed with not only Verlander's performances, but how he bounces back, the work ethic that he has. And it's not an accident that this man has become as good as and dominant as he is. Slow breaking ball, and that's in at the knees to Moreland. Mitch down on the count at 0-2. Rangers worked him pretty well in the second, third, and fourth. But that 6th inning, 7-pitch inning, kind of got Verlander back on track a little bit. Moreland swings and pops it up. Foul territory, overcomes Cabrera right at the railing, and he can't quite reach it. That ball not quite hit high enough for Miguel Cabrera to get over there in time to make a grab into the dugout. So Mitch with new life, and it's still 0-2. Marlin, as you see, a single in the 4th inning, struck out in the 2nd inning. Verlander back to the plate, got him swinging. Change up.
Tough at bat right there. Mid-90s fastballs, curveball, and then a great changeup.
And that is strikeout number 7 for Verlander. Let's head back to the Fox Sports Southwest studios and Neil Beasley for another game break. Neil. All right, Neil, thank you. It's kind of a seesaw affair up there in U.S. Cellular Field. First pitch to Ian Kinsler is outside for ball 1. Kins handling the DH chores tonight. A partial day off for the Rangers second baseman. Breaking ball, and that's hammered hard but foul down the left field line. A ball and a strike. Bottom of the 5th inning out in Anaheim.
Good game going for the Mariners. Tough night for Dan Herron, evidently.
That's out of play. It's 1-2 to Kinsler. Yeah. Apparently. Kinsler, a 1-for-5 ball game last night, scored a run. Trying to get aboard here. And just chops one foul.
Just hanging in there. Take that out of the catcher's mitt to keep from having called strike 3.
Rangers still out hitting the Tigers 7-3 tonight. Good pitching matchup, and Derek Holland has matched Justin Verlander 0 for 0. Swung on and fouled back. And a pretty good rip of that 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, the Rangers have 7 hits. Fortunately, they bunched 3 singles together with 2 outs in the 3rd inning for their run.
Verlander to the wind, and again the 1-2 pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And back in the box and waiting for Verlander's offering, which is on the way. Got him swinging. Took something off the breaking ball, and Kinsler gone on strikes. That is 8 punch outs now for Verlander. We finished 7 in Arlington tonight as the Tigers won, the Rangers won on Fox Sports Southwest. By Ace Cash Express, earning your trust since 1968. And by Jack in the Box. Get the All-American Jack Combo, a no-nonsense burger, fries, and a drink for only $4.99 plus tax. Derek Holland back to the hill. He has been spinning a masterpiece. He has struck out 9 and allowed just those 3 hits. The only run coming on Austin Jackson's home run, leading off the 1st inning. And first pitch of the 8th inning to Johnny Peralta is a strike at the knees. Peralta 1 for 2. He has the only hit against Holland since the 1st inning. Hits this one high in the air, deep down the left field line. Murphy into the corner and has room right up against the padding. He just goes into foul territory and makes the catch.
Well, David had to go a long way to catch that ball. Had time to get there, and Derek is doing a great job of locating his fastball. You know, we talked earlier in the game, he'd given up a lot of home runs in the last 4 games coming into this game. Gave one up early on a slider, but he's got the fastball on both sides of the plate. He's jammed Cecil Fielder a few times with it. He's thrown it time and time again away from the middle of the plate. So just an excellent outing for Derek so far.
And facing. Go ahead, Tom.
Just going to say 1 walk and 9 strikeouts.
Yeah. Andy Dirks, the present hitter, has one of those 9 strikeouts. That came back in the 2nd inning. Fastball inside, a check swing, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. Next pitch for Derek will be number 100 of the evening. And the 2-0 pitch. That's the outside corner. Well located fastball at 93. Dirks, along with a strikeout, has grounded into a double play tonight.
There's that fastball on the fist.
Now here's the Brown Hand Center great hands of the game. There's the double play we were talking about with Dirks up there. Ground ball to Moreland. Removed the force at second by stepping on the bag at first, but a well-executed double play. 3-6, 3-6. Up the middle, off the mound, and right to Elvis. Dirks retired. That's 2 away. And Gerald Laird coming up. Very consistent since that first inning.
It just got better and better as the game went on. It just really looked like after Infante had the hard base hit up the middle, after the home run to Jackson, that something just clicked in for Derek. Struck out Cabrera, struck out Delman Young, got out of the first inning with only 1 run. He's throwing the ball great.
Ron Washington going out to the mound, and this could be one of those situations where Wash, with 2 outs, is going to remind Derek Holland, look, yeah, you got the first 2 outs easy. You've got to bear down if he's not going to take him out of the game now. He could be just kind of heading things off with the pass. We've seen Holland, and he's got Ogando out there in the bullpen. He's going to go to him. Okay. And that fans don't agree with it. I can understand, though, what Ron Washington wanted out of Derek Holland. This is his best outing in a month. Maybe in the entire season. And you've got to be able to build on something positive. And Derek acknowledges the fan support, says thank you, appreciate the round of applause, and heads into the dugout. So Alexi Ogando, the new pitcher coming in from the bullpen, and we will take a short timeout on Fox Sports Southwest. Giving away 40 Samsung 4G LTE phones. Enter to win at all participating locations. Metro PCS wireless for all. So Alexi Ogando out of the bullpen, and he will face Gerald Laird with bases empty and 2 away. Ron Washington explaining things after Derek Holland got into the dugout. I don't know if that made Derek feel any better, but it was a good outing, a very solid outing.
I think that's Derek's best outing of the year against a team that's hot. A lot of good hitters in their lineup, and after the first hitter of the game, he just mowed them down. Wasn't a lot of hard hit balls all day long.
9 strikeouts, 1 walk, 102 pitches, 65 strikes. Ogando almost able to get that by Laird. It's still 0-2. Gerald tonight, that strikeout, a ground ball to second against Derek Holland. Laird at 284 for the season. Just missed off the outside corner. That's right about where Giovanni Soto wanted that pitch. Saw him put the hands down and say, hey, keep it down, get it out here to me on 0-2, and that's exactly where Alexi threw it. Wants him to shake a couple times, coming back with that fastball. Fouled back by Laird.
I think Derek was making fun of Wash's fist bumps because Gary Pettis was laughing like crazy. And it looked like Derek was going through the fist bumps that Wash gave him. Might have misread that, but whatever he did, it made Gary Pettis laugh. You know, players have some pretty complicated rituals they go through before the game as far as handshakes and fist bumps.
And Laird just reaches out and pokes one softly into right field for a 2-out single. And Laird battled in that at bat against Ogando and was able to reach with that little looper to right. 1 on, 2 outs, back to the top of the Tiger order.
That pitch is about 5 inches outside and 99 miles an hour. Pretty tough hit right there.
And that's just the 4th hit of the night for Detroit. And Austin Jackson at the plate now has the biggest one of those 4. That was a leadoff home run in the 1st inning. The breaking ball to him is a little bit low for ball 1. But Jackson now 13 home runs, 52 RBI. See, he's not had any success against Alexi Ogando in the past, but this young man a totally different hitter now, as Tom's told you. He's going to be 0 for 7 as the force play at second erases Gerald Laird and snuffs out the Tigers' chances in the 8th. No runs a hit, 1 left. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Andrews, Hamilton, and Beltre in a 1-1 ball game.
Going on, score is tied at 1 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Buzzing time for the progressive fan of the game. It has to be Josh. He's the social chairman for Sigma Chi, all the way in from Stephen F. Austin. Decided to bring everyone at the game. Why the ballpark here?
Why not? That's the big question. It's the Texas Rangers. This is God's country. Forget about the Astros. Texas Rangers, 2 World Series, going on 3. We got Russies out here having a good time. Hey, they're going to shoe shine the Rangers and Beltre's head after the game.
All right, good.
That's what I'm talking about,
Congratulations.
Hey, hey.
Congratulations.
Good day, mate.
Good day, mate. Okay,
Yeah.
there we go.
Woo! Yeah.
All right, Jen.
Shoe shine Beltre's head after the game.
Where that came
I'd
from.
like to see that one.
Yeah. Ryan Villarreal is the new pitcher for the Tigers. The hard-throwing right-hander misses to Elvis Andrus. It's ball 1. So Verlander will not have a decision, just as Derek Holland will not have a decision tonight. Both starting pitchers doing extremely good work. Elvis swings and pops it up. Shallow center field. Infante going out. Jackson coming on, making the call. And Austin Jackson puts it away for out number 1. Well, folks, the all-you-can-eat seats are available in the upper home run porch for every game. For one low price, you can get unlimited grilled chicken sandwiches, hot dogs, nachos, peanuts, popcorn, and soft drinks served in the air-conditioned upper home run porch grill. For tickets, go to TexasRangers.com or call 972-RANGERS. Josh Hamilton now to the plate. He takes a Villarreal fastball. It's 0-1. Josh 1 for 3. And that single rolled into left field in the 3rd inning. And he takes the pitch just a little bit low. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Villarreal, a 25-year-old from Valencia, Venezuela. Signed by the Tigers back in 2005 as a non-drafted free agent.
He's having a good year. 202 opponents batting average, 48 strikeouts in 36 innings.
1-1, and that sinks out of the strike zone. 2 balls and a strike to Josh Hamilton. And the Tigers have some pretty good arms down in that bullpen, just like the Rangers do. Maybe not 99, but 99 miles an hour, but they've got some guys that can bring it pretty good, and Villarreal is one of them. 2-1 pitch, way high and outside, and the count has gone 3-1. In a 1-1 ball game, Hamilton trying to get aboard here with 1 out. Adrian Beltre is having a good night at the plate, waiting in the on-deck circle. Crowd of 48,303. Starting to get into it a little bit here tonight. Another sellout for the Rangers. They're 32nd of the year. 3-1 pitch is low, ball 4, and Hamilton takes the walk. Well, the go-ahead run at first with 1 out. Adrian Beltre coming up. Jim Leland trying to decide what to do with the bullpen down there. That's the first walk issued by Tiger pitching tonight, as Verlander went the first 7 innings, did not walk anyone, struck out 8. Gave up the lone run back in the 3rd inning to the Rangers, gave up 7 hits total. And Adrian Beltre coming to the plate has 2 of those hits against Verlander. Now facing Villarreal. Hamilton, of course, with very good speed at first, and the pitch is a slider that goes to the outside corner for strike 1.
That's a hard slider, too, 88 miles an hour.
A slider or cutter?
It looked more like a slider to me.
Yeah, I thought it was, too.
I thought it broke more than a cutter.
Hard to tell anymore. Today, I used to know the difference.
Well, it's what your eyes see, but it might not be called that by the pitcher that throws it.
Slow chopper toward the hole, cut off by Cabrera. He goes to second for 1. The return is in time. Oh, what a double play that was. Turned by Cabrera, Infante, and Fielder. Well, the Rangers gone after the one-out walk. We have finished 8 in Arlington. Tigers 1, Rangers 1 on Fox Sports Southwest. The limited scoring happened. 4th pitch of the game, and Austin Jackson drove one out against Derek Holland, and that was it for the Tigers. 3rd inning, Rangers put 3 hits together with 2 outs. All started with bases empty, 2 outs. Nelly Cruz, the broken bat single, brought home Josh Hamilton, and that's been the sum total of the scoring here tonight. So Alexi Ogando back to the hill. Came on and gave up a single to Gerald Laird in the 8th, but then got the ground out by Austin Jackson. Now Omar Infante is starting things off. And strike 1 is thrown about belt high. Infante with the single that followed Austin Jackson's home run. Slow roller out to Elvis Andrews. And Elvis fires one true to Moreland. 1 gone. Now Miguel Cabrera coming up. This has been a matchup several times for Cabrera and Alexi Ogando over the last couple of years. First pitch is high and away for ball 1. Cabrera 5 out of 10 against Ogando. Robbie Ross and Mike Adams loosening in the Ranger bullpen. Out of play on the first base side. Mitch Moreland over just to make sure. That ball about 10 rows back. Cabrera with a double in those 5 hits. He's also walked once, and Alexi struck him out a couple of times. 1-1 pitch. Cabrera's doing a lot of talking. I don't know who he's talking to, but doing a lot of talking.
Might be talking to Soto. Or he might be talking to himself. I don't know.
And that's out of play to the right. Well, that elicits more talking.
Must have thought he should have hit that last pitch. Not many pitches he doesn't hit.
The 2-2. Good fastball inside. Almost tied him up completely, but Cabrera able to get a piece of that. Well, he's got pretty good plate coverage and very quick hands. And that slider's low and away. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes now. So Cabrera trying to get aboard with 1 out in the 9th inning. A 1-1 ball game. Prince Fielder is looming in that on-deck circle. Ogando okays the sign. And the payoff pitch. Slider outside, ball 4. And that puts the go-ahead run aboard with 1 out and Prince Fielder coming up. And we'll see if Ron Washington is going to go to the bullpen. He is coming out of the dugout, and I would imagine he wants the left-hander Robbie Ross to face Prince Fielder. That is just the second walk of the night issued by Ranger pitching, and Ron Washington signaling for Ross to come on in and face Prince Fielder with Miguel Cabrera at first and 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning. Ron, a pat to the chest of Alexi Ogando. A nice job, and Alexi finished after 2/3 of an inning. Here on Fox Sports Southwest for Chevy Hometown Kids. It's not about the score, it's about the experience. Visit www.hometownkids.tv for more information. Robbie Ross out of the Ranger bullpen becomes the 3rd pitcher used tonight by Ron Washington, and Ross on to see if he can get Prince Fielder with Cabrera at first, and Fielder first ball swinging. It's one high in the air that will be out of play as Adrian Beltre just checks it out to make sure, and it's back about 12 rows. There are the numbers on Robbie Ross.
Well, if Robbie was watching the success that Derek had, it was getting the fastball in to Prince Fielder. He jammed him 3 times. Fielder's a good hitter against left-handed pitching. He's a .300 hitter against left-handed pitching, just like he is right-handed pitching. You got to make good pitches.
And that's out of play to the left also. No balls and 2 strikes. Ranger infield shaded a step around to the right. And Fielder ripping a foul tip on the fastball. Look at Elvis, maybe a step up the middle, and Michael Young a step or so toward the hole on the first base side. They're looking for the ground ball double play, which Prince Fielder's had
Never saw that stat before. 16% of the time he hits into a double play.
Yeah. And that one just a little bit low. And Robbie Ross looked like he thought he might have that pitch. The Tigers are second in the American League as far as grounding into double plays. They've grounded into now 108 this year. Rangers, by comparison, just 79. Chopper foul, and fielder stays alive at a ball and 2 strikes. Tom Brookins, the first base coach, making a friend in the front row over there with that foul ball. Robbie Ross came in last night's ball game, gave up a run on a hit and a couple of walks in a third of an inning of work. Tonight, right back out there on that horse. Just missed with that breaking ball, and that runs the count even at 2-2. Fielder going through all kinds of gyrations up there as he took that pitch. Soto flashed the signs out. Robbie agrees with the last one. And that's low and outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Fielder getting pumped up. Every pitch he takes that's close. Well, with 1 out now, we'll see if Jim Leland will start Miguel Cabrera from first base. Fielder doesn't strike out all that much, so it's not too much of a risk. Ross ready, and we'll go first base way to keep Cabrera a little bit honest over there.
Hey, Cabrera didn't have a real big lead. His ankle got hit in the ankle the other day. I don't know if he's keeping him from running or not, but with that lead, I wouldn't imagine he's going anywhere.
He's on the move. The pitch just inside ball 4. And that puts runners at first and second. And Giovanni Soto held that glove there for quite a while. That was close.
Didn't quite get there.
Nope.
A lot of tough pitches. He fouled some off. Robbie was ahead in the count, just couldn't come back and get him.
So back-to-back walks by Ogando and now Robbie Ross. And the Tigers with 2 on and 1 out. Delman Young coming to the plate, and Young ripped a double to right field off Ross last night that scored a run.
That was one of those times where Cabrera was running, but if Fielder had hit a ground ball, I don't think he could have gotten to second quick enough to keep the Rangers from turning a double play anyway. And if Fielder did strike out, he would have been thrown out by 15 feet. Cabrera just looked out at Hamilton and like pointed to his eyes, as if to say, "I know you got a good arm.
Yeah, I see you.
I'm watching you." Cabrera's feeling a little frisky, boy.
Yeah, he is
jumping all over the place out there.
Soto was crossed up on that last pitch by Robbie Ross. And Ron Washington headed back out to the mound. Calling Elvis Anderson, too. Might be talking about maybe Cabrera stealing some signs out there at second.
Yeah, he definitely wants to talk to Elvis. Let's put it this way. If there's a base hit to center field and Cabrera scores, then Josh must have bobbled it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Well, Ron Washington's going to make the move to the bullpen. He wants Mike Adams to come on with 2 on and 1 out here in the 9th inning. And Ron Washington making the move here, the second move of this inning that he has gone to the bullpen. Ogando started the inning, got an out, then gave up the walk to Cabrera. Ross came on, walked Prince Fielder, and threw ball 1 to Delman Young, and he is gone, and Mike Adams coming on. Be right back after a short timeout. Fox Sports Southwest. First and second for Detroit with one out. Mike Adams, the third pitcher used this inning. There are Mike Adams' numbers this year.
Yeah, Mike's goal is pretty obvious right here. Try to come in, throw his good sinker, or maybe his cutter, get a ground ball, get that double play, and get right out of the inning. Face two tough hitters, Boyd Cabrera and Fielder. They don't strike out. They'll take a walk. They can each hit the ball out of the ballpark, so you have to be careful to both of them. And they both work tough walks against good pitchers. So now they've got to make some good pitchers to Delman Young, try to get out of the inning.
Count is 1 ball and no strikes, as Robbie Ross had thrown ball 1 to Young before he departed. And Adams a little inside move to second base. Cabrera not straying very far from the bag. Adams ready. And the pitch is swing and miss by Delman Young. Young against Mike Adams, 1 out of 3 in his career. Adams has struck out Young 1 of those 3 times. Delman Young a .264 hitter as he faces Adams with Cabrera at second and Fielder at first here in the 9th inning of a 1-1 ball game. No balls, 2 strikes. And Washington is kind of worn a path out this inning from the dugout to the mound, but he's hoping that Mike Adams can make that all worthwhile. Right-hander a check of second. And the 1-2 pitch way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Last time Mike worked was 4 days ago in Boston. Worked an inning of shutout baseball and struck out the side against the Red Sox. Game on the line here in the top of the 9th inning. That time called as Prince Fielder having to tie his shoe over at first base. Now we're set to go. Cabrera away from second, Fielder from first. The 2-2 pitch. Hard hit ball and pulled foul down the left field line.
Didn't get that one where he wanted to. That one hung in there. Fortunately, he hung in far enough to where he pulled it foul. And a curveball that stayed in the hitter's zone, so to speak, but fortunately for the Rangers, Delman Young was out in front of it just enough to pull that ball foul.
Ron Washington keeping an eye on what unfolds here in this ninth inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Adams back to the plate. Base hit right field. Charging is Cruz. Cabrera being held up at third as Cruz comes up firing. And the bases are loaded with 1 out. Jeff Baker, the scheduled hitter, is being called back to the dugout. And you've got to believe it would be Brendan Bosch coming off, the left-handed hitter that usually plays right field. He has grabbed a bat, is coming to the on-deck circle. Mike Maddox waiting until Bosch is announced as the pinch hitter. Chuck Morgan making that announcement right now. So Mike Maddox continuing on to the mound. And Brendan Bosch will be the pinch hitter for Jeff Baker.
The last 2 pitches he made, the one was a hanging curveball that he pulled foul, and that one, not sure what that was. Maybe a cutter. He just stays up. Delman Young just trying to make some contact, just able to fight that off and hit it softly, but found a hole into right field. Cruz charged it. Gene Lamont, the third base coach, didn't want to take a chance and held up the runner at third base, so maybe still have a chance to get out of this inning.
Now, Mike Adams now facing a tough left-handed hitter in Brendan Bosch. Bosch in last night's ball game was 0 for 3. Did have a walk in that ball game. Back over the last month, Bosch has hit .309. He got off to a pretty miserable start, but he's come a long way since then. 11 home runs, 48 RBI. He's up there with the bases full, 1 out in the ninth inning. A tie ball game at 1-1. Broken bat, ground ball to first. Moreland coming home. They get the force on the sliding Cabrera.
Oh, good pitch. First ball hit him, got the ball right around his fist and jammed him, and Mitch knew that was the play he had to make. He charged it. And one thing we know about Mitch Moreland, he's got a great arm for a first baseman. Got an outfielder's arm playing first base. He charges it. Great pitch by Mike right there. The Rangers get a big out. 1 more to go.
Well, that bat is seen its last trip around this rodeo. It's going to be kindling for the winter. Well, Ron Washington, yeah, that's 1. Now we need 1 more and to get out of this thing and get back in the dugout. Come on and score some runs in the bottom of the ninth inning. Johnny Peralta at the plate, 1 for 3 tonight. And Mike Adams fires a strike at the knee. Peralta 0 for 3 in his career against Mike Adams. 1 strikeout. And this Ranger crowd of better than 48,000 going to cheer the Rangers through the top of this ninth inning and keep it a 1-1 game. To center field, Hamilton going back, still going back toward the alley, and makes the running catch. That ball carried pretty well off Peralta's bat, but all is well that ends well. The Tigers leave the bases loaded on a hit and 3 walks. Bottom of the ninth coming up. It'll be Cruz, Young, and Murphy in a 1-1 game on Fox Sports Southwest. Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealer. Head to your Texas Ford dealer for the summer sales event and enjoy some of the greatest deals of the season. Ford is the best in Texas. And by the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. Mike Adams and the Rangers avoid trouble in the top of the ninth inning. The game is still tied at 1. And here's Nelly Cruz to face Ryan Villarreal. And the first pitch is outside for ball 1. One defensive change. Brendan Bosch remaining in the ball game. He was taken over for Jeff Baker in right field. Villarreal back to the plate, throws it all the way to the backstop, and it's 2-0. Here's Brendan Bosch out there in right field. He got sawed off on a pitch from Mike Adams with the bases loaded. Mitch Moreland got the force at home in a big play in that inning. Laird out to have a chat with Villarreal, and now the veteran backstop gets down behind the plate. 2 balls, no strikes to count, and the pitch is low and outside. 3-0. Phil Koch, the left-hander, up and throwing in the Tiger bullpen. Give Nelly the green light here.
Nah, I got to take here.
You got to take that one. Get out of the way.
He's got to get a base runner here.
The Rangers with the winning run aboard and nobody out, and Michael Young coming to the plate. And that'll bring Jim Leland out of the third base dugout, making that walk to the mound. Villarreal, who gave up a walk in the 8th inning, but it was erased on a double play, gives up a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Leland out to have looks like a pretty stern talk with the 25-year-old right-hander. He's going to leave him in. He just had a message that he wanted to get across personally to him.
So if you don't throw strikes at this guy, don't come back in the dugout after the game.
Just keep walking the other way. Just keep going. Well, here's Michael, 0 for 3 tonight. His 10-game hitting streak on the line, either here or if we go into extra innings, he would have another shot. Hitting .273. He's got Cruz with good speed at first. Villarreal set, and the pitch to Young is outside, ball 1. Villarreal has thrown 5 consecutive balls now, and Miguel Cabrera coming in and saying, hey, let's go. And if that guy tells you let's go,
mad.
Yeah. Cabrera comes in and says that to you. It may have more impact than Leland, although
he said it in Spanish anyway. Yeah. I think the message was the same, right?
The 1-0 pitch. And that's low and inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Oh, those base on balls. Bane of any Major League manager. Young looking around, and he might have seen Cabrera back up at third base a little bit. Nelly with the lead from first. Villarreal back to the plate, and he throws low and outside. 3 balls and no strikes. So a 4-pitch walk, followed up by 3 consecutive pitches out of the strike zone. And Jim Leland, I'm not going to say he's beside himself, but he's not a very happy camper right now watching Villarreal go through this. Right-hander ready. And the 3-0. Outside, ball 4. And there are 2 on with nobody out. David Murphy is coming to the plate. And we'll see if Jim Leland is headed to the mound. He has the left-hander Phil Koch out there, warm and ready. And he is up the steps on his way. And that's going to spell the end of the night for Brian Villarreal after back-to-back walks to open up the bottom of the 9th inning. 8 consecutive pitches out of the strike zone. And the right-hander will be lifted for the veteran left-hander, Phil Coke. Well, the Rangers have the winning run at second base. And with this pitching change, we're going to take a short timeout. Be right back after this on Fox Sports Southwest. Tigers had a similar situation, although they had one out. And Brennan Bosch came on as a pinch hitter, busted his bat. He ran into the force play at home plate, a big out there. And then the final out of the inning without any damage done against Mike Adams. That fly ball to center field. Now the left-hander Phil Coke coming on, and Ron Washington has made a move to go to the bench for a pinch hitter against Coke.
Yeah, Craig Gentry just went down and had a chat with Dave Anderson. Tigers will be looking for a bunt right here. Fielders weighing at third base. Cabrera weighing at third base. A little conference at the mound right here.
Okay, Gentry with those offensive numbers at 326. Cabrera is going to have a total infield chat with everybody to let them know exactly what bunt play Jim Leland wants to have put on here. One thing about Gentry, if you ask him to bunt, though, he can very easily turn bunts into base hits. Kind of like that graphic tells you right there.
All you have to do is bunt it to third base and you get your sacrifice bunt. Wheel play doesn't look like it's on, but if the wheel plays on, then you don't bunt it. Either take it or slap at it. No wheel play.
And the first pitch from Coke is inside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Now what you saw on that particular play was Coke coming straight in toward the home plate and Fielder coming down the line hard from first base and Cabrera staying back close to the bag. So there's nobody really covering the line at third. If you get it down the third base line anywhere with that defensive alignment, you've got your sacrifice done and you may have a base hit.
Cabrera has to stay back in case the bunt is fielded to get the force out.
And that bunt is going to be chopped foul. And the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike.
I think Gentry's best chance to get a base hit is bunt it fairly hard right toward third base. Because it looks like the Tigers are going to make Coke field it. And I don't think Coke can field it and get it to third base before Cruz gets there if it's a good bunt.
The one advantage Coke has being left-handed, it's easier for a left-handed pitcher to get off the mound, pick up a bunt, and throw it to third because he doesn't have to turn his body.
Definitely.
That's the only advantage. Coke set. And back to the plate again. Gentry around the bunt and bunts it foul. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes now with Craig Gentry up there.
Oh, now you got to bear down and put the ball in play. Sundberg's a good 2-strike hitter. Take 2, as they say, and hit to right.
There you go. The fielder is still going to play up at the cut of the grass at first base, just in case. And, of course, that cuts down his range a little bit if Gentry's able to hit the ball that way with any authority. Koch ready. A 1-2 pitch is coming. Check swing, and he did not go around.
He started his swing, but he stopped it.
Jim Leland maybe a little annoyed with that. Boy, that was close.
That was closer than I thought it was. I thought he stopped it easily, but that was borderline territory. Good 2-strike numbers right there.
Yep. 2-2 the count as Koch comes set. Loop down the right side. That will reach the seats about 6 rows back. Gentry staying alive. On Washington, Jackie Moore looking on, hoping the Rangers can find a way to get Nelly Cruz, who's carrying the winning run in this game, over to third base at least. Koch a check of second. And the pitch inside. And the count has gone full.
And one thing we know for sure, if the ball's inside, Koch's not going to get out of the way of it.
Nope.
Doesn't matter now with three balls and 2 strikes. But
now
early in the count, he will take a hit by pitch.
With nobody out, do you start the runners here?
I don't think he can take a chance. Gentry's not a real double play guy, and just can't take a chance on a strikeout.
Okay.
But we'll see.
3-2, crowd beginning to stand here at Rangers Ballpark. Koch set, payoff pitch is popped up. Shallow center field, Infante going out, coming on Jackson. He was playing fairly shallow, so he's able to center himself under that ball and make the grab. And that is out number 1 for Gentry. And now Giovanni Soto coming up.
There's one where you just want the fundamental of getting the bunt down to move the runners. What they probably would have done is they probably would have walked Soto to load the bases, and Mitch would have gotten a shot with the bases loaded. As it is now, you got to get a base hit to get somebody in. Good chance for Giovanni.
Soto 0 for 3 tonight. He has struck out, popped out, and grounded into a double play. He has a home run and 4 runs driven in as a member of the Rangers since coming over from the Cubs. Chance here to get a game winner. And the pitch from Phil Koch is outside for ball 1. Joe Nathan getting ready in the bullpen in case we go to the 10th inning. Koch okays the sign. The left-hander comes set. Couple of looks at second. The 1-0 pitch. And that's fouled away to the right. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Soto in the National League hitting 199 with 6 home runs, 14 driven in. As we mentioned, he was turning things around. He had just come off the disabled list in July after having knee surgery, torn cartilage. And he was just getting himself back together offensively. Koch ready. A look at Cruz at second. The 1-1 pitch. And that is a strike on the inside corner.
Like a strike, big curveball, dropped it right in there. You've seen the fastball, you've seen the curveball. A good 2-strike hitter right here.
Next pitch on the way. And that's just a bit low. Sort of laying off that one. And it's 2-2. primed up near that railing, and just in case something happens where they have to go out and shake somebody's hand. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Got him swinging. Foul tip into the glove of Gerald Laird, and that is out number 2, and Mitch Moreland now is being called back. And it will be the youngster Mike Olt grabbing a bat coming out of the Ranger dugout. The first strikeout for Phil Coke.
Curveball. Coke kept it down. Sharp curveball. Strikeout.
Mike Olt. Game on the line here in the 9th inning, and Jeff Jones is going to go out and give him the scouting report on Mike Olt. And while they're discussing things, let's head up to the Captain Morgan Club, where Dana Larson is awaiting the end of this ball game so they can start Rangers Live. Dana?
Buzz, it has been a great day here at the ballpark today, and coming up on the postgame show, we'll cover it completely from start to finish, including that great pregame ceremony, this terrific pitcher's duel of a game with perspective and player and manager reaction, and also we'll show you highlights of the A's and the White Sox and update the standings for the AL West. All that's coming up in just a little bit, guys.
All right, Dana. Look forward to that. Mike Olt stepping in as the scouting report has been delivered to Phil Coke and to Gerald Laird. Olt batting .222. His 2 hits in 9 major league at-bats. Breaking ball, and he takes it low and inside for ball 1. Olt has driven in 3 in his brief stay at the major league level. Making that trip from Frisco straight to the big leagues. A pretty healthy jump. Takes that breaking ball on the outside corner, and that evens the count at 1-1. Mike Olt at Double-A, batting .288, 28 home runs, 82 RBI in 95 games with the Rough Riders. He's got a very big RBI, a game-winning RBI out there at second base in the person of Nelly Cruz. Another breaking ball that catches the inside corner.
He's got a good curveball. He's keeping it down too. Throwing it for strikes and throwing it for locations. Tough to get a good piece of it. Barely caught the inside corner.
The 1-2 pitch. A little number foul down the third baseline. Olt in defensive mode there, just able to get a piece of it. Phil Coke against Mike Olt. Winning run at second base, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th inning. And Olt poking a fastball foul the other way.
The first fastball he'd seen, so he did a good job hanging in there. He's got to be protective of the fastball, but he's always seen his curveballs. So he spoiled the pitch.
Yep.
Tried to sneak it by him.
Veteran Coke comes set. The pitch to the plate. Check swing on a breaking ball. He did not go around, and it's 2-2.
Good job of laying off that curveball. That was a strikeout pitch, and young hitter was able to lay off it.
Tough spot, too. That thing started well in the strike zone. Broke down and out of it. 2-2 with 2 outs and 2 on. Coke ready, a check of Cruz at second. And the pitch to Olt, fastball, and he had a good rip at it and fouled it back. Beltre and Elvis Andrus.
Elvis said, here comes the hook.
Yeah, here it comes. We'll see if Elvis is prophetic.
Well, maybe he'll hang one.
There you go. Again, the 2-2. Breaking ball, and he did hang it.
He had a good swing at it, too.
Oh.
That's the one to hit right there. That's the first one, really, that has not been in a good location for Coke. They're keeping it down. Tough hitting spot, but that was in a good hitting spot. Mike had a great swing at it. Just fouled it off. He got a little piece of it, not a big enough piece, though.
Oh, gather his thoughts once again. Back into the batter's box. Coke reading the signs from Laird, has the one he wants. Another 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball hit through to left field, a base hit. Being waved around third is Cruz. Here comes the throw, the slide, he's safe. And the Rangers win it on Mike Oates' RBI walk-off single. 2-1 Texas.
That was one of the better at-bats of the season right there. A young hitter laying off the tough breaking balls, fouling off 93-mile-an-hour fastballs. Finally got a curveball that he could get the bat on and hit it into left field to win the game. What a great at-bat and a thrill for Mike Oates. Wow. We saw some tough pitches. He laid off, Buzz, that one curveball that, you know, a lot of right-hand hitters, veteran hitters, are going to swing at that pitch. And the youngster laid off it.
Congratulations to the 23-year-old from Connecticut. And Ron Washington will give an extra pat on that one. And that wasn't a bad pitch by Coke. He was coming in the back door.
That's just good hitting.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a job by Mike Old and Nelly Cruz smoking it around third. Able to beat that throw from Andy Dirks pretty handily as the Rangers even this series. And well, they do it on a night when Verlander pitched well and Holland pitched just as well, which was huge here this evening. So another sellout crowd watches the Rangers with a walk-off 2-1 win in the ninth inning.
Elvis got out there before Nelly scored. He had to wait. Boy, what a thrill for Mike. And he earned it, boy. That was a terrific at-bat. Game on the line. Tough veteran pitcher out there that you've never seen before. What a thrill. Hope his parents are watching.
If they didn't happen to catch it, they will see
They'll see
a replay of it.
That's right. That was a great at-bat. That was a veteran at-bat by a young kid.
Very, very impressive. How about the fastball that he was able to poke away just to stay alive?
Just to hang in there. Yeah, it was just a great at-bat.
Well, speaking of Mike Old, Jim Knox has him standing by. Let's go down to him right now.
All right, what a game for the rookie. I tell you what, Mike, you told me just a little while ago, you heard 4 batters in that Wash told you, hey, get ready, you're going to pitch hit. So you get up there, you get down 2 strikes. What was going through your mind?
I was just trying to stay short, trying to battle. We threw a couple of pitches there early, and I was just trying to battle off some good ones, see if I could get something up in the zone.
Yeah, you battled off a couple of great curveballs. Also, he tried to sneak a couple of fastballs in, and then you got one on him.
Yeah, he was working me off the plate a little bit, and away. And that was my approach early, and then I was just able to fight off some good fastballs again.
Biggest game so far as a Ranger. You get the game-winning hit. What has life been so far for you since you've been called up in the bigs a couple of weeks ago?
It's been a surreal experience, and it's been a special week. These guys have really made it special for me, and it's good to get in there and get my feet wet.
Congratulations, Mike, on the big night. Buzz?
All right, Jim, thank you. What an exciting way to finish things up. A 2-1 Ranger win, and they even this series at a game apiece with the rubber game coming up tomorrow. But Dana and Mac will be back to wrap this thing up from Rangers Ballpark in Arlington right after this on Fox Sports Southwest.